Hey everybody.
Hi.
Sorry, we hit the mic here on the camera. Yeah.
Hello everybody.
Once again, we're just graceful entrances. So great to see all you guys. Thank you for coming, each and every one of you amazing people. And hope you guys are in for some fun. So
you know, it's crazy. We always start with some kind of excuses. I wonder if there will be a live stream when we don't do that. It's gonna feel so weird.
I don't think it's excuses. I think it's being blatantly honest. That's what I call it.
Well, yeah.
We could sit there and say, yeah, we were practicing that camera shot for a while. Thought it'd be cool.
No, we could also just admit we did something wrong and just not excuse ourselves for it.
That's
so.
right.
Yes,
how are you all, you guys?
right.
Look at all these channels, guys. Oh, great. I'm handing out some new wrenches. And we're going to say hi to each and every one of you guys in a moment. Because we don't want to miss anybody. We're going to do a roll call. You guys deserve an arena-sized welcome for being here. Always so much to hang out, fun to hang out with you guys. We had a pop-in live stream today that we haven't done in a while. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yep, that was cool.
You know what Andrew does when he's left alone, so he decided to go on live stream by his himself, by his proud self. I think he did pretty good. What do you guys think?
I missed, and I can say this because Xenia said the same thing when she's done it alone. It just doesn't feel right unless we're together. It really doesn't. As much as I love you guys, and you guys were so patient with me, thank you so very much. It's just, I don't know. It's like missing one of your arms. It really does feel
You're very
right.
sweet. You're very sweet. But you're so right. We are working so close together every day doing live streams. It is hard when we're alone.
Sir, I just seen Fishy Angler's question, and I seen that pop up when I was just on my way out. How can I add my video to the Road to 5K playlist?
I'm going to add the link to the chat, and you just go and click on the link and add your video right there.
Yep, it's very easy, very simple. So there you go. There's the link. And thank you so much for doing that. That is so cool of you. We're really looking forward to seeing all of them. There's been a lot already. It's amazing.
Yes, that's right. And there's been new videos being added every day. And for those of you that are new, we're going to explain all about it. What does it mean? What kind of videos and what kind of playlist is it? Do you want to talk about what we're doing this week?
Sure, guys. Like we say, we've kind of... It feels weird. We're always here shouting out people and stuff, and that's our job, and that's what's growing our channel and interviews and all those things. It's basically about promoting other people, and we love it. And we have no qualms about where we're at or the people we have already. We are the luckiest people on YouTube, in our opinion. But making lemonade out of lemons, we decided that it was finally time to hit the 5K mark. So we did a push, and Monday night, was it? We were at 47:20.
That's right.
And man, have you guys ever rise to the occasion. Nomadic sent you over. Welcome, Grim Raven. Great to have you. Thank you so much. Yes, see, these channels have been helping us out. They're shouting us out to everybody to get new subscribers. We are on the road to 5K. And we hit 4,900 a while ago during that live stream. And now the countdown's on, guys. 89 more to go. We got 125 the other night, which was unbelievably crazy.
We had so many new supporters, as well as over 400 likes on our live stream, which is just so exciting for us and unprecedented for us. That's right. Well, and there are two ways for you to do that during our tomorrows and Friday. Well, not Friday, but tomorrows and Fridays, I guess, live streams. You can go live and raid our channel with your friends for a special shout out.
Definitely.
Today we're having our guests, so we're not going to do it today. But
there is one part about it. If you do raid, we're going to acknowledge you. We'll put the name aside and then shout them out after the interview is done.
Yes, that's
you
right.
know, so yeah, it's still open to do that.
So you can go live with and send your friends over and make up some kind of hashtag and let acknowledge that it's you, and we're gonna shout you out and roll your numbers. And then the other way how you can participate and actually entry into the giveaway is to make a shout out video prompting your friends and followers to come and check us out and add it to this special playlist. And if you do, you're in a draw for a giveaway. We're going to be shouting you out on Friday, as well as drawing the winner on Friday. And the winner gets a full-fledged interview on our regular interview spot.
Yes.
Same it is today for Viva Frei.
Yes, that's right.
Our guest right after the New Year's. So there you go. You have two ways. You can do both or one. You can choose.
Precision angling. I'm sorry. We've been. I understand completely, and we've had that a couple. Everybody's getting that by times. We actually had it happen last night, and we showed people that it happened, and then they slowly came back. YouTube is cleansing subscribers now, and you're going to see it more and more and more. What everybody was worried about the other day with the purge was just that is going to be happening now more all the time. And what's kind of happening before. And they do that, and they kind of wash them. They hold them. And if you go to your creator studio to the beta, you're going to actually see your numbers there are going to be different from what you see on Social Blade or the regular one. And what it's doing is kind of holding them. And I use the example of like when you go to an automated, like to get gas at a pump, when you pay with your card directly and you say like take like $100, they hold it, and then once you get your gas, if you only use $40, they give you back $60. It works like that a lot, and that's just their way of cleansing through it. They want to make sure that there's no spam in there. It's not like 5 subscribers from the same account, or that it's not a bot or anything like that, and it will come back. And yes, if you get a lot at once, it's going to trigger it off more. But it does come back most of the way. So don't worry about it. We had ours, we got 125, we went to 48.45, I believe it was. And then we dropped, like everybody we were sharing on the screen, and we dropped right away to 48.20. We lost 25 right there in the spot. And then they slowly
That's why we always
back.
Share our social blade, so you can see that it happens not only to you, but to us and to everybody else in the chat as well. You're not alone. It happens to everyone. We do feel bad for you, but don't worry. They come back, and it's better to have the subscribers that watch your content.
That's right.
Or at least are aware that you are there, because it creates a better ratio between the views and the subscribers, and that means that you have a better push from YouTube. So
most definitely. So yeah, don't get down about it. Thank you for asking us. We do appreciate it like that. And yeah, that's why we share it all the time. You'll see it happening back and forth. Everybody's getting the pendulum, and it is going to happen more, guys. They are really going to be scrubbing subscriber numbers. So
Canadian Drone
thank
Hub,
you.
Hello, welcome,
Roger.
and thank you so much. And hello and welcome to everybody here who is joining us on this Wednesday live stream. This is our interview spot, and today we have an amazing guest, practically a neighbor, Viva Frei. He has been all over the news in Montreal for years now, and actually his latest news appearance was just yesterday on the Montreal Breakfast TV.
Yes.
So
that's cool.
He's always somewhere talking about something. Well, and today he's going to be on our show talking about himself, his life, and his videos, as well as winning the GoPro $1 Million Challenge. That's right. One of the 50 videos that shared $1 million.
That's right. That's right. I also want to say thank you to Two Family Homestead before they disappeared. Did an Instagram and Twitter shout out to you this afternoon. Thank you so very much. That was so kind of you. And Blue Collar Fishing was asking, did we just get a super chat?
Yes, MUI
too. Oh.
Thank you so much. Love what you guys do. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you
too. And
thank you
so much for supporting us.
You guys are so awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. That was so kind of you. I hope you have a really great Christmas.
If we miss your question, just paste it on again, and we're going to try to answer it. Today, most of the questions, hopefully, are for Viva Frei. You can always ask the question. Just don't forget to put that Pusa Studios in front so I don't miss it.
Okay, Roger, I'm checking. I'm going to check now. Oh, no, I hope it's nothing bad. Oh, 1,600. You hit good. Okay, you had me worried for a second. Roger just hit 1,600. Canadian Drone Hub. Congratulations, my friend. Well done.
Awesome.
Good job.
Congratulations.
Oh my God, you had me worried for a second. I thought, oh my God, don't tell me something happened to him. So
Eric Brown, hello.
tell the wife here tonight. Eric Brown says hi.
Hello. Osmo Pocket for That's How I Roll.
And there's an issue using with the iPhone 6S. I was on tech support for over an hour.
Well, that's good to know. I do know that they frequently, almost every day, that give updates to their new releases. Just keep checking on their website for new updates. That's all I can say. That is unfortunate, though.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. WeTube, thank you so much. Loved your interview with my good mate Ben on Gives a Minute. Can't wait for what's up. That's awesome. Great to have you in here. Just gave you the wrench. Anybody who's not subscribed to us, if you can, that'd be a great help. Guys, we're on the countdown to 5K. We're 89 to go now. It's been a crazy run this week. And any help you can get and tweeting it out, guys, telling friends, all that stuff would be a huge help. We have a great guest, as Xenia said tonight. Lots of great information, guys. You're really going to get a lot out of this. So,
yes, that's right. He's not only a YouTuber, a family vlogger. He's also a lawyer. He also makes viral videos, not only for himself, but as part of his business. So there's lots of questions I think lots of us will want to ask him.
Definitely.
So it's definitely going to be exciting, especially when we are all trying to finish this year and jump into the new year with new ambitions and new goals and motivation.
Yeah.
I think this is a right interview. Is this our last interview before the New Year's?
I say so.
Yes.
I never say definitely in case you never know what's going to come up.
Yeah,
but
officially it is.
Yes.
And I never even realized that. That's true. On Friday, we are not having a guest. We have a Christmas special on. So that's
right.
True. That's very true. Wow. That's crazy. I didn't realize that.
I think it's time to say hi to some of these people in here. I feel bad as we take them this long. You guys are awesome. You guys make this chat what it is. Once again, as always, the king asked for a new echo. I think I'll have to stick with this one. Let's see what we got here. This is pretty scary. What's this one like? They all kind of sound just the same, really. Let's see what this one. Oh my God, that would drive everybody crazy. This one.
Someone take the toy away.
Oh, I like this. There we go. Yeah, let's do this one. This is a change it up a little bit. Usually I would do it with arena style welcome for you guys with tons of echo. But you know what? We'll play with this one. Why not? This should be really fun. It's like a voice jammer. This is thanks to the king who said new echo tonight. So we have Work Legend 01, Willie Reed, Wayne Kilber's RC Adventures, Vexicore, Ulrich and Brenda Canada, Two Family Homestead, True North Angler, Trek In, The King, That's How I Roll, TCTV, Sunshine, Spectertainment TV, Sparky Jones, SoCal Okie, Smokin' Joe's Barbecue, Silent Wolf Adventures, Sherlock Holmes 94, RJ Sandifer, Precision Angling. Oh, sorry, I missed Rebel Rocker. My apologies. Precision Angling, Patricia Sprinkles, Pam's Corner Banks, Neo Blade Gaming, Nathan Likes Drums, MeTube, I hope I'm pronouncing it probably, Mrs. Chris World, Matthew Moore, Chinchillas, Life Tips with Miss D, Leonard Shea, Kids TV Plus, Kelly's TV Southern Indiana Life, Josh Vids, Joshua Walker, Jiggy Fam Vlogs, Jay and Queen D, Humphrey Bear, oh my God, Hazy, I hope I'm pronouncing your name properly, Grim Raven, Gary Foster, Brant Ariels, Gaming with Whiskey, Fly Natural, Flander Yee, Fishy Angler, Eric Brown, Emergency Vehicles, Trains, Aircraft, etc. East Meets West by Jerome and Keen. Oh my God, today I can't get any names right. Dr. Fishing and Travel, DJ 1983, David Carlisle, Cody Spinks, C-Day Jr., Carl Estes, Karen Sommers, Canadian Drone Hub, Bobby Sprinkles, Blue Collar Fishing, BC Outdoorsman, Asgardian Adventures, Alexandria Carrera. Welcome each and every one of you guys. If I missed you, please say hi, highlight your name so I can say hi to you. We have TCTV in here, Organic Gardening in North Carolina, Millie Pryor. Anybody I missed so far, hon?
Steve O.D., Cardoso
Steve O.D.
Media, and of course, hello to everybody listening to us on their headphones. Thank you for joining us. And say hi in the chat if you can, and if you can't, that's okay too.
Tammy Sprinkles in here. Welcome. Gave you a wrench. Great to have you in here.
I wanted to say thank you to Fly Natural, who supported us through Super Chat, and said, see if you can get the Darth Vader voice going.
Oh, I don't know about that. Luke, I am your father. Yeah, it would take too much playing around and take another voice personality besides me.
Thank you so much for supporting us.
You can call me Hassan. Oh, okay. Well, thank you so much. I have a horrible memory for names, but I'll try to remember that. Yes, because I like your name, though, and I feel bad. I would like to pronounce it, but Hassan, thank you so much. Steve Carpenter, first time watching live. Great to have you in here. There you go. Oh, and then you got you with a wrench already. Perfect. Honey Lulu, welcome. Guys, like I say, if you can, we'll not be mentioning it during the interviews, but if you can tell people that we are on the road to 5K, if you guys have friends now, we could really use some help tonight. We were hoping to hit 4950 tonight. So if you guys have a lot more connections to people we do. I know Tammy's your lovely wife. That's why I'm so honored to have her in here. You're a good guy, Bobby, but the wife is always the shining moment. I get that all the time, I'm told here, so I finally get to say it to somebody else.
More wifey.
That's right, more wifey. So much love to you both. So it's great to have you both in here. Yeah, and if you get channels that you have friends that can rate us, that's great. We're going to take names of them, and then after the interview, we're going to shout them out. So, yeah, blue collar fishing, exactly. Exactly, you're right. I am not the biggest film buff onto it, so I don't always have the best info. So you guys are awesome. Oh, I was looking at the wrong screen. Oh, there we go, guys. 4914. So we're getting there.
Indeed, Anger is dropping by to say hi to me since you were by yourself earlier today. That's very nice of you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody who is joining us right now.
TCTV, we kind of got the cold going around here, all of us and stuff like that. But thank you so much for asking. And thank you so much for the links and everything. You really are awesome.
And hey, Joey is joining us and saying to wait for him. He's stuck in traffic.
Oh.
Well, you still have a little bit of time, so hopefully you make it in time. Drive safe. Does this mean I have to start?
Oh, my God. He did one today. He did the T-Series PewDiePie, except it was us and him.
Oh.
And then the hashtag Pusa 2020.
Awesome.
You're funny. I love it.
Awesome. That's really good. Yeah. Well, we hope so. Fishy Angler, thank you so much. And that's all thanks to you guys.
We're like everybody else. You wonder if you're taking on more than you can chew. We've already gone like way further than, you guys just blown us away. We hate asking for help. I'm trying to be more doing it this week, but it feels weird. I'm used to saying that for everybody else. It's different when you're doing it for yourself. It feels kind of badgery. I don't know. I'm trying to find a way to do it without feeling that way. So, but we do appreciate the help, guys. We really, really do.
Well, sometimes we need to sell ourselves too, and that doesn't apply just to YouTube. It applies really to everything. You need to promote yourself in order to get to the places in life that you want it to. I find it works the best.
It does, and usually I would, like in business, I've done that. I always like the story about how I got my position at that music company. I kind of
maybe tell us about it.
It's kind of the long story short, I went in. I really needed a job. It was in my first marriage. My son at the time was very young. I had a lot of pressure to get something, and I just basically there wasn't much work. It was right after September 11th, and I just went in and started talking like I was already hired, and I guess it worked in the end. And he'd show me the desk area, and that's where I'm going to be sitting. And he's like, well, yes, if you get the job. I said, oh, okay. And then everything was just talking like I was already there, and I guess it did something. It made it work, so.
Well, yeah, and you had opportunity to meet, so many celebrities thanks to that, So sometimes we need to do things to get where we want. Awesome Psycho Ghost Tracker tweeted at me. If we are on the computers, then we might check it out. CPU's Darth Vader voice, you could just force the subs from people. Oh my god, yes. Crazy people. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We do have a piece of mail to open, by the way.
Yes, that's right.
And while I'm doing that, guys, prompt you to like, share, and subscribe if you're new, and of course put your selfie out there. Hashtag Blue Ranch Group, a selfie of you, or even better, of you watching our live stream. We got mail today. This one says it's from El Paso, so very excited. Who's it from? We love getting letters. We love getting mail.
It is cool. It is
yeah,
really
we
cool.
got from South Korea this month. We got here from Canada.
BTD, no worries about that. Real life comes first, man. You're over on the other side of the pond. You got to sleep, so no worries. Thank you so much for coming. Always great to have you in here.
Aww, that's so cute. Within hiking distance,
awesome.
Sent us a card from White Sands National Monument. That is amazing. And we also get a great holiday picture of their little one. I'm not going to show the close-up, but I'm going to show the other side. This is their pictures. Go and check them out within hiking distance. Thank you so much.
That is so kind of you. That's awesome.
All the way. It traveled all the way from El Paso
that was such an awesome.
To Montreal. This is crazy, guys. Thank you so much.
HF Outdoorsman, thank you so much.
Happy holidays.
That was so cool.
Hiking distance.
Thank you guys.
So
That's so
much.
sweet of you.
Thank you so much.
They're such an awesome. Oh my god,
Such a cute
it's growing
picture.
so much. Oh my god Almighty, it's hard to believe.
Oh, you gotta go and check out their videos to see the little one, because I don't want to show the picture, but this is wow, this is so amazing. Thank you.
Jovis, it's we're on Eastern time, the same as New York here in Montreal. So it is right now. It is 7:22 Eastern. Oh, okay. I thought you were actually coming. Let me get the model away from you. A Stars Light Fires 300. Please, no asking for support, please.
That's right. Tonight is an interview night. We are not having a promotion.
Yeah, you can still mingle a little bit, but keep it under key and definitely under no asking for help. That's all.
Got the good one. Hello. Thank you for joining us. Josh Green Adventures. Hello.
I guess I missed the first part. Well, it's great. Oh, yeah, I have to do it. God, the good one's in here. Sorry. I missed my cue. Sorry. God, the good one is in the house. God, the good one is in the house. There we go. Sorry about that. My apologies, God, the good one. Hey, you pack mule. What's going on? Great to see all you guys here. We're going to bring our guest out in just a few minutes, guys. Time to take a look at some selfies. See all you great faces out there. And it's not too late, guys, to put up your selfies. I will put up the link here for you. We will check back later on and see them. It's a great place to be seen. If you have merch and that, it's a great time to use it. Put it up there. There's where you can self-promote. There's where you can put up all your great merch and stuff. You got a new logo and things. Selfie of you watching us. If you can't do that, a selfie and upload it. And please use the hashtag Blue Wrench Group so we can all see you. We love seeing you guys' pictures. Weekend Warrior Outdoors. What's going on?
And thank you so much for tweeting it out. Those who have already done it. If you haven't, please do. We do appreciate that. Of course, hit that like button and subscribe if you're new. And make sure that you're still subscribed if you are returning to our live streams.
Definitely. So nice to have all you guys in here. What a great turnout. And guys, we have one amazing guest tonight, guys. He just won a GoPro contest. He's also going to talk about where he was 1 out of 50, chosen from 200,000. And he got some nice coin out of it, too. He had a good day onto it.
GoPro put up $1 million prize, and then they divided between the winners, which I think is 50 or 52 videos. So we're so happy, especially because not only he's a fellow YouTuber, he's also a fellow Montrealer.
That's right.
Basically, across the fence. We are from Montreal, and he's from Montreal as well, and we're so glad to talk with him. You know, it has been long overdue. And there's so many exciting things to listen from him as well, to ask him as well. As we said, he's not only a YouTuber with viral videos. One of his videos, by the way, is almost 8 million views, and he knows how to make those. Yep. It's not an accident. Exactly. He knows how to make viral videos. You
guys want to learn how to make viral videos? You want some secrets and stuff tonight? There's going to be some real interesting stuff in here.
Yeah.
Arna Morbid's in here. Arna Morbid, how are you? Weekend Warrior Outdoors. Slippery Fish is in here. I know I'm missing some. I'm trying to get sticky butts, 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 sticky butts. Sticky Butts is in the house, of course, and Josh Green Adventures. And guys, what a great turnout! What a great turnout! Where is Danny Black? I know where Danny Black is. He's in our chat. How are you, my friend?
He's cruising. I think he's on a ship. Are you not working tonight? Or are you done working?
Always great to have you in, my friend.
Yes.
Thank you, Arno Morbid. Yeah, we've kind of had a run this week. It's been busy. Thank you so much. And Arno Morbid's another channel, been with us right from the very beginning. Without him, we wouldn't have any of this stuff. We always say that. Give a little extra to those guys that were there right from the get-go. So, show some love to Arno.
And is it Danny Black's birthday?
Is
Karen, is it Danny's birthday? By the way, Danny Black was the guest on our channel as well.
Julie's
him and his lovely wife.
Well, if it's his birthday, you know what's got to come.
Now, somebody confirmed that it's Danny's birthday. Julie Miracle Love Stool, hello. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Always great to see you. And we were talking about your gift tonight all the way from South Korea. We were so touched with.
Just mentioned it.
19th was my birthday, so yes.
Well, we're still in time.
Okay, here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear. Where's Danny Black? Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Oh, thank you, Karen, for saying that. Thank you for telling us that. Happy birthday, Danny.
Many more, my friend. Many more great ones to you. So, that happens when overshoot.
That's right.
Yes, exactly.
Balloons and cakes for Danny.
You guys are awesome. Hope you have a great one. My friend. You're very welcome. My God, I hope you got better gifts than that for your birthday. That's all I got to say.
And guys, we are going to take a look at the selfies on the ones that were posted yesterday evening as well as today. I see some people reminding us that we forgot it yesterday.
Oh, yes.
So thank you for keeping us afloat.
I forget even where we saw. I remember this one. This one. I don't remember. Anyway, we'll just start from here.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty, I'm going to share the screen here. There we go, guys. There we go. Budget bushcraft. Isn't that awesome?
Yes.
Yeah. Always the blue wrench. Loving the blue wrench, my friend.
I like the framing there.
Penny and I are finishing up at the gym, and now hang out with Pusa Studios and the Blue Wrench Crew. Look at that blurred shot. That is so cool.
Oh, she's so fast. That's what I was commenting. She's like lightning.
Oh, yeah.
And gone.
I'm sure she keeps you busy. Much love to you guys. Karen's son. Oh,
thank you
so much. That's so cute. That's so sweet. That's so Karen. Such a kind person. We got Jason here, Wood Pigeon Outdoors. Him and the missus, of course. Skills. You guys are looking awesome as always. Always great to see you. Cardosa Media, always tweeting out for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
So good to us. And there is Nordic Bike Nomadic Bike. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Nomadic Bike. I don't know. I got Nordic on the brain. I always love his shop. Such a big fan of it. So very, very cool as always, my friend. And then we have Doodles by Doug, who had a Tim's with him, a Tim's coffee.
I wish I would have Timmy's.
Oh my God. Much love to you and Susie, as always. To you guys. Always much love. Much, much love. There's Jason again. Thumbs up. Stockings up. Gifts wrapped and and tree decorated. You've been busy, my friend.
And all in advance, which is awesome.
Absolutely love it. Thank you so much. And little Llama Laura.
Yeah, they just got a rescue. In good hands, I'm sure.
Oh,
right
yes.
Now.
Yes, exactly. That's like the 5-star hotel for birds at her place, so she'll be well taken care of.
Oh, for sure.
Silent Wolf, what's going on, my friend? What's going on?
Yes, that was the moment you guys on live hit 4,900. Thank you guys.
So much. That was really nice of you to do. Thank you very much.
And thank you for keeping an eye on my husband.
God. And there's one for little Llama Laura for sharing out. Guys, you can tweet it out. It really does help us a lot. Thank you so much. And there's our good buddy Gary Foster. Needs to reach 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. Less than 100 to go. Thank you so much, my friend. Gary, you are so awesome. Thank you very much. It's really, truly appreciated. There's Spencer Tamer. Look at that. Thank you so much. We really do appreciate it. Thank you so very much. And we got Blackjack. You too. How are you? There she is. There she is. Always looking good. Always looking festive. I love it. Thank you so much. It's always great to have you here. And the same for Dave, Organic Gardening. He's awesome. So cool. He is so cool. I don't know. There's just something about him. He's as cool as they come, I tell you. Thanks for your selfie. Always look forward to it. Where is Danny Black? We're not sure right now. On the ocean, watching Pusa Studios.
Somewhere, I would assume, in Australian waters. I think he started his trip from Melbourne. Oh. So must be somewhere close.
That is so cool.
It is. I'm really envious right now.
Yes,
I wish we would be there. It's summer. It's right. Australia.
Oh my God.
It's a trip.
That's how I roll. How are you guys? Nice to see you. Merry Christmas to each and every one of you guys as well. You guys, so much love to you. Thank you so much. Always love your selfies. That is beautiful behind. I love it. I love white lights.
Sticky Butt says Danny is just up the road. That's right. They're both from the same area.
Oh, this one must work. There we go. There's Sparky. There he is. How are you? How you doing tonight? Good to see you here. Hope all is well, my friend. Really nice photo.
Oh my God. Gary Foster says that was my amputated finger sewn back on Push Studios picture.
Are you serious?
Yeah, on the thumbs up hand. Oh my God.
Unreal.
Wow.
Oh, you guys are
The Life of Fly Fisherman. Hello and welcome to our channel. Danny says he has 4G network, surprisingly.
Nice.
Wow, I want to be on that cruise. Definitely now.
A-OK Foraging is here. Welcome.
Yes, Cocoa Powder is in as well. Daffodils in Vegas. Awesome. Artem Orbit just posted his selfie as well. And guys, it's never too late. You can always post your selfie up there. And we're going to get back to it at the end of the stream.
Artem Orbit, did you use the hashtag Blue Wrench group in yours? Because I don't see it.
Maybe it's in notifications. You can check that out. So thank you so much.
There he is.
Yeah, we love having you on there.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
You are so
It's
awesome.
It's such a great virtual album, basically a scrapbook for you guys. Awesome.
Guys, thank you so much. Did I have it shared? Oh my God, I'm such an idiot. I apologize. I'm going back quickly because we got to bring our guest on soon, but I don't want people to miss. There's Artem Orbit. There we go. Sorry about that, my friend. That is so awesome. Thank you so much. Love seeing you, my friend. Guys, we really do appreciate each and every one of them.
Oh my. Well, thank you so much. Well, we are gonna be joined by our guest.
Yep.
In just a nick of time.
Everything okay?
Yeah.
Nick of time, so I thought something happened.
No.
Okay, nick of time usually means you just made it to spare, something happened or something.
Well, we're past due already.
Yes, all right, guys. So we're going to bring them on. Time to bring them on. We don't need to debate the English language anymore. But I'm going to put one last push, guys. I'm just going to tell you what we're doing. We're on the road to 5K. We've worked all the way up thanks to all of you guys' amazing support to 4914. If you guys can help us out, friends, DM them. If you have live streams that can rate us, come in and hit the subscribe button. We can't do it during an interview, but when it's done, we will shout out the host of that channel. If you can bring in friends, we had 125 alone the other night, one night, so anything's possible. So if you guys have one or two friends you can bring with us, we will hit 5K here with you guys. That's what I want to do. I want to hit it with you guys. That's what we're trying to do before the holidays. That's why we're in super mode right now to get there. So anything help you guys can give us would be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. There's going to be lots to listen to right now. An amazing guest on his way. I'm going to invite him and pass it over to Xenia while I take care of that.
Yes, and I just once again wanted to remind you guys to like, share, and subscribe if you're new, and wanted to tell you guys what this is about. We have our guest Viva Frei on. He is from Montreal, the same as we are. He is amazing YouTuber.
Okay.
Amazing vlogger. He's a family man. He has a great family. He's also a lawyer, and he knows how to create viral videos. In fact, he has a lot of them on his own channel. That's right. And we're going to talk about that, hopefully, and peek into the box of secrets and make sure we know just a tiny bit, at least, how to make it on YouTube. Hello.
How's it going?
The box of secrets.
Don't even have them up yet.
Okay,
no, it's okay. It's okay. You think it was our first show or something? I just wanted to give you a proper welcome. Welcome. How are you?
Very good, and yourself?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Sorry for the delay. You can see we're all hands on deck, doing well tonight. So
I had something. I had like two windows open with your channel on both, so I was hearing a lot of things at the same time.
Oh, there was lots to hear, no doubt. I seen your message about it. I think you have to relog back into YouTube, but sometimes that will happen.
Okay, I was uploading tomorrow's video, so I didn't want to unlog in.
Don't worry about it. That never mess up an upload like that. We got you. And Xenia's going to have an eye on the chat as well, so you're welcome to watch. But she's also keeping an eye on it too. So
very good.
So great to have you in here tonight. What a pleasure to have you. How are you doing?
Very good. Very good. And yourselves?
Doing good. Doing good. A bit of running around all over the place. I'd say you'd think it was our first live stream tonight.
We're excited to have you on, though, especially because we're in the same city, like practically neighbors.
Yep, this is a first for us. So
there'll be very little lag between our phrases.
I love
you
it.
Might hear. Give me 1 second. I got to give a dog a toy.
Sorry, I just lost my cable underneath me. That's better.
Just so you know what my dogs have taken a liking to. This was a chess set my wife got me about 20 years ago, and they've taken a liking to eating these little pieces.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
I said they got their first one, and then after that, it was done. So.
Oh, between children and dogs, you will always lose about 85% of your heritage, I always say.
And since you have both, then...
Yeah.
If I ever get a tattoo, it's going to be, this is why we can't have nice things.
That's true. That's so true.
Oh, my God. That was funny. You caught me off guard on that one. Oh, my God. So, I mean, I guess we'll just start off by letting you tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
So, see, if anybody hasn't seen any of my videos, youngest of 5 kids, born and raised in Montreal. We're a family of lawyers. My dad's a lawyer. The only one who's not a lawyer is my oldest brother. Everyone else is lawyers, but I'm the only one that stayed in Montreal. Studied creative arts, fine arts at Dawson College, for anybody who knows what that is. Studied philosophy at McGill. Then I studied law at Laval University in Quebec City, and practiced since 2007. And left a big firm after the birth of my first kid, then started up on my own, and basically wound up the litigation side within the last 2 years so that I could make a new life in content creation.
I love it. I love it. You're a man you're like the ultimate Renaissance man. Even your studies, everything has kind of led you to a multitude of paths. And it seems like that's something you really seem to cherish in life, I'm assuming, because you're doing it.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's studying philosophy. At the time, you never realize why it's useful or when it's going to become useful. But when you retain, at the very least, certain concepts and certain phrases, they make you look smarter than you are later on in life.
Well, that I don't think is a problem with your history, with your background and education. It's quite impressive. And I'm assuming, I mean, as a lawyer, all those things would pertain into them. I mean, because it's not surprising you're not good at vlogging, because being a lawyer is basically vlogging, if you think of it in a way. You're up in front. Yes, you have an audience, but you're not talking so much directly. You're talking to the whole room, if I may say so. Yeah, the way you present yourself, the way you express your wording and all that. It must have prepared you very well for it.
Well, it is interesting because being a lawyer is storytelling. I mean,
right.
Not to put it in a lofty sense, you literally draft the story, but before you can, and that's the legal proceeding, but before you can draft the story, you've got to collect the facts or the evidence or the information to know what story you're going to tell.
Right.
And above and beyond telling the story that you want to tell, it's like dueling stories, because you're going to tell your story, then the other lawyer is going to tell their story. And so there's drafting to get your story clear, then there's sort of anticipating what the other person is going to draft in their story so that you can almost respond to it in advance or foresee when it's there and respond to it strategically. But it is storytelling. And then, speaking in public is, once you lose, or you shake off the cobwebs, or you sort of lose that fear, if you've ever had it, it becomes a little easier to look like a maniac in public talking to a camera, because that's your judge.
So you do find that you're using a lot of the techniques you picked up along the way from law and courtrooms and using them in your vlogging style?
Yeah, only in public. The one technique that I use, and the lawyer that I used to work with, she called me a bird, because she said, like, birds, when they get their feathers up, it's sort of they get into an act and then their feathers go down and they go back to being birds. Getting into the frame of mind that you're going to be talking to a camera and not to be embarrassed when you get looks.
Yes.
That's where turning it on, sort of like turning it on like a lawyer in a courtroom, happens, and then you leave the courtroom and you become your goofy self again.
It's like the flick of a switch.
It's basically like a flick of a switch, and it's sort of like you have to realize that you're not playing a role, but you have to put on a shield, and you have to assume the characteristics of what is required at that point in time in order to get what you need to get across. So I'm, generally speaking, I don't want to say all over the place, but I have more thoughts than I can verbalize, and I tend to talk quickly. But when I get in front of a judge, I have to slow down, make sure I speak slowly, clearly, so the judge understands. Similar thing with storytelling, because I can't be too convoluted when recording. There's a lot you can fix up in editing, but if you didn't get the story clearly across with the original content, you're going to have a little bit of a messy story to edit together.
That's really interesting, the way that all ties together, and it makes perfect sense. And I've always thought, and maybe I'm wrong in this, I've always said that you have two ways of doing it. You either become a character you're not and become like distruthful to your audience, or you take the main points of what you are and accentuate them to make that character, and then you're still true to what you're saying. So if you're a bit hyper about something, you'll be 5 times more hyper in front of the camera or to the audience. And if you're kind of semi-upset about something, you'll go 10 times more upset for that part, and just keep like pronouncing things and more like through body language, through speech, to get the point across.
That's true to some extent, and I think it was Steve Martin who said that every actor, every comedian ends up becoming a caricature of themselves.
Yes.
I think it was Steve Martin.
I believe so.
And that's one thing that's always stuck with me, because I don't want to become a caricature of myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to become sort of like a theatrical, exaggerated version of myself. So I try, even if it's not always, I don't want to say high energy, but even if it's not the most engaging or exciting me in a video, I don't want to have to set that standard, and then you have to sort of keep upping your own ante in future videos and be even more excited and be. You have to, I think it was also, I mean, I watch a lot of Gary Vaynerchuk, and he says, you can't always outdo yourself day after day, and if you do, you're going to hit a wall soon. So you have to just be comfortable with who you are and the level that you're going to project, and not try to overdo it. Because I don't know, you guys watch Roman Atwood, or I imagine you.
Yep.
When I was watching Roman Atwood and the progression of his vlogs, you get to a point where like there's this overwhelming, suffocating pressure to outdo your masterpiece from yesterday, and it's not sustainable over the long run. It's not sustainable.
That's very true, and he's a very good example of that. And I actually did watch him, and I found that in the end it was becoming too much a jump the shark. I don't disrespect what he's doing right now, but I found it was too much, and it puts him into dangerous territory of either really going too far and causing major trouble for himself or somebody else, or realizing you can keep topping yourself and then kind of falling out of connection with your audience who keep salivating for that next shocker video around the corner.
It puts a huge amount of pressure and stress every day, to be perfect and to be even more perfect next day.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean, especially with the daily vlog. It's I don't think there's any actually sustainable model other than I hate to go back to the PewDiePie model, but like other than the model where you have a set, you have a schedule and you have your planned content where it's a sort of a recycled format. But with the this is a day in my life type daily vlogging, it becomes unsustainable, not quickly, but relatively quickly.
Yeah.
And that's why I sort of like, with what Casey's done, that's the way you go. You say, like, at some point, I can't do the daily thing. I'm not going to try to outdo myself day after day. I'm just going to do when I do it, and it's going to be what it is. And you may not like one, and you may not like the other, but it just can't be this way every day, day in and day out.
Well, no, I mean, if he is like in the DMV for 6 hours getting his license, it's hard to go and try and make a video of that or have time after to do it. Real life does kick in at some point and just limits you. And you'll see that with some that try to sustain it no matter what. After a while, the videos do become a bit weak because they are at the DMV for 5 hours. And you can tell they've just rushed something together to say, I got it out there. I don't want to break, And it's not just their fault. YouTube puts pressure on them with the scheduling. The audience then expects it from them. So it is a lot of pressure to keep it going and also keep quality at the same time.
Well, that's it. And I think but I do think a lot of, and having lived it now for a while, I think a lot of the pressure that everyone says we need to get out a lot of content, daily content, I think that is not self-imposed, but I think it's imagined, because I don't think daily content has much of an impact in terms of gaining traction or gaining a following, as opposed to every other day or maybe twice a week.
Right.
But that's a pressure that people put on. But what I've sort of also discovered is it becomes an addiction to the creator, because it becomes like not to say the sole sense of valorizing that you get in life, but you say, like, if I don't do it today, what am I going to do today? Or are people going to forget about me? And you have this say an artificially constructed reality that if you don't post a video for one day, everyone's going to forget that you exist.
Yes.
And you're going to lose all relevance. So I think it's imagined and self-imposed, and I'm not actually sure that it even helps.
Right.
I think it might hurt ultimately with, call it the YouTube algorithm, but with growing on YouTube and allowing videos to gain traction, which is the hardest thing that I've come to realize, I think, after daily for 2+ years, is I'm thinking it might have been better in retrospect to go slower, not for burnout purposes, but just rather for spacing out the content and letting videos gain traction before jumping another one into the scene.
Yeah, it definitely gives a very little window for it to gain any traction before it gets squished by the next one. For sure. And even YouTube itself, especially lately, says that they don't want people to be burnt out, and they even prefer the older content as well, so they can push some of those, definitely. I do agree, though, and I'm glad to hear this fresh perspective to it, that it is oftentimes a self-imposed time framing, and you got to do this, either every day or, certain times, or something huge is going to happen. It always reminds me a little bit of those Facebook posts that people always forward to each other. If you don't do this in 5 hours.
Just in case you be looking down between my legs.
No guilt or nothing.
It often reminds me of those Facebook posts that people send, if you don't do it in 5 hours, you're going to get the big curse kind of thing, No,
it is what it, I mean, yes. And then people, I think there's an immense use. I mean, having the one expression I love, I think it's Kierkegaard, and it says life can only be understood backwards, but it has to be lived forwards.
Yes. Very true.
Having done it now, it's the way you get started, because you create, call it a database, or like what's the word I'm looking for? Not a library. It might be a library. You basically create, by doing the daily vlog, you create a library of content, so that when you come to the point where you say, I'm not doing it daily, I'm going to slow down, whoever finds you for your 1 or 2 videos a week has a whole backlog to go over and keep themselves entertained. And you have this sort of, you have a bookshelf, and it's not an empty bookshelf when you're just putting out one video a week and trying to build it up over the long run. So I think, it's weird. I think it's the path that everybody who wants to do this sort of has to take. And then they realize that once they've got enough of a library that'll keep people busy when you're not posting, then you slow down and you start, gearing on promoting the content that you have, as opposed to just pumping video out, one after the other out.
Well, too, you do get tired of it after a while, and the creativity starts to stop flowing as much. When you're into it at the beginning, you're just full of ideas. You're ready to take on the world, and it's like a new job. You're in early. You love everybody around you. You can't say enough great things. They throw something else at you. It's a challenge. You're ready. After a while, that challenge starts to feel a bit, oh, why me today? And then it starts to feel like a bit of a burden. And if you let it go for enough, some people walk away from you too, because that gets to that point. They didn't intervene with themselves, and it is a business. It's a self-proclaimed. It's a personal business. So you are your own boss, and you need to keep yourself in check. You need to sometimes say, I'm not going where I should be, or I'm pushing it too hard, and that, because there's nobody else going to do it for you except for you.
No, for sure. And the one thing is, I realized when people have a fixed format, it's sort of, it replaces the creativity aspect and gives you something that you know what you're going to do. So if you're doing a daily video like Philip DeFranco's, you're reviewing the news, there's the creative pressure aspect is sort of out of it, and then you're dealing with the quality or the accuracy content.
Right.
And then with PewDiePie also, the daily, it's meme reviews or it's Pew News. And so he's got a schedule that sort of replaces the need for constant creativity. But then when you look at other daily vloggers, and the Roman Atwood is the example I've always had in my head, where there's no schedule, there's no fixed sort of framework. He's got to think up something, and he's got to turn his life into compelling content every day of the week. Yeah, then it can become too much.
And we always say to people, like, something that lasts about schedules, don't set your goals too high. Like, if you can do 2 a week that are scheduled and you do 2 more through the week that are scattered, that's better than trying to do 4 a week and you can't keep it up after 3 weeks, and then the whole schedule kind of falls apart. Start off small. Don't take on more than you can chew at the beginning, because a lot of people say, like, all right, well, I'm going to hit it and I'm going to go for it. I'm going to put out 14 videos a week and they're going to be on this and this time. And kudos to you, but man, it sounds good on paper, but in practice, it's a hard thing to pull off.
Yeah, and it's not necessary. 2 videos a week. It's not like 7 videos a week has an advantage over 2. It's not even like 2 a week has an advantage over once every 2 weeks.
Right.
There's like Levy Allen, who puts out. I don't think he puts out even once. I don't think he puts out on a structured or a scheduled basis. He puts out a video every so often. They do well. They gain traction. Get tens of thousands of views, and he's built a great base. So it depends on the nature of the channel.
That's
if
right.
It's a news channel, if it's a news review, once every 2 weeks, you're going to have trouble keeping people interested, or at least letting people know there's a ritual.
Right.
Which is why, sort of with me, what I've ultimately now sort of veered into doing is the law reviews or the law vlogs, which I don't need to have anything relevant in the news to do generic ones, but if something does pop up, then I'll just cram out a relevant video for the next day. Now that I've developed the skills and the sort of the know-how to turn out a video in 2 hours,
right.
If something does come up, I can do it. And if not, I'm going to start taking my time with certain videos and slow down a little bit.
I always ask this question to all the vloggers that come to our live streams as guests. How do you find the content? Like, after 3, 4, 5 months of vlogging every day, how do you come up with the idea for every day?
I always say I have a hyperactive mind. So I never went to see a doctor, but it'll never be an issue about running out of content, just because I have silly ideas like this video from today about the gag with getting a Conor McGregor bottle of whiskey and it turns out to be iced tea. I have these silly ideas that always come up, and my problem is not coming up with silly ideas. It's filtering out the idiotic ones, the ones that are funnier to me than they're going to be to anybody else. And then when all else fails, if I want to put out a video and I don't have an idea, just go find a nice food to cook and just share something that it won't be a 10 million view video. It may not even be a big video, but it'll be a new experience, and it'll be an excuse to do something with the kids.
Yeah, and you had a challenge, I think, across now small creator community where you did a food challenge. I remember Joey was doing and Rachel
Rawson. If anybody doesn't know who she is, she's from Britain. She's from England. She's got a channel. She challenged me to do Yorkshire pudding, which I then did, and then I challenged a few people to do poutine, which they did, and it spread around. It was good. Cody Warner was in it. A. Joe was in it. 0 Hour TV 256 was in it.
Nice.
A bunch of channels with small channels, but a bunch of channels got in on it. It was fun. Then one of my other ideas was I had a Twitter exchange with Andrew Zimmern, and I had this great idea of doing a hashtag food vine where people would send me 7-second clips of what's their favorite food and why. But because I have too many ideas, that idea came, I did the video, and then I moved on to something else without pursuing that idea the way I should have pursued it and the way my wife told me to pursue it. She said, slow down, push that idea because it's a great idea. But at the time I didn't do it. I went on to another video the next day, and then that video sort of just got pushed back in the database of my channel, and my head moved on to something else. I'm going to come back to that though. That food vine, hashtag food vine, is a great idea. I think
it is a really good idea.
Good. I'm sure there's going to be tons of videos on that one for sure.
It's just on the back burner, but it's not gone. So
you mentioned your wife. How is she with you doing these videos? I know you have made a couple of videos talking about how it is to be a daily vlogger, but for those that haven't watched, like how it is for your family. You have kids, you have family, and still you were vlogging. You are still making videos. Like, how do you combine? And I've seen there are questions in the chat too. Like, how do you do this with kids? How do you schedule this all around? And are they enjoying it, or are they like, oh, I'm not having any part of YouTube?
So there was an interesting transition as well, because when I first started just doing this, I was a lawyer, and I really was walking on eggshells in terms of the content that I felt comfortable. Because I didn't want to get in front of a judge and him say like, "Hey, Frei, I saw you're trying to think. Oh yeah, I saw you wearing that unicorn mask last weekend." And I don't know if anyone has never seen my Mystical Unicorn series, but Mystical Unicorn Dad series. So I was really restricted in terms of what I felt comfortable doing, because I didn't want to look like an idiot in front of judges, and I didn't want other lawyers making fun of me. It's just like, when we talk about a slippery slope or natural evolution, it just happened where it became normal to other people, and I sort of had much more freedom for the content for myself. And then what ended up happening is, at first you don't want to get the kids involved, because everybody has this idea that you don't want to put images of your kids on the internet. We started doing a few videos with the kids, and then it just became part of the routine. They loved doing it. They would look forward to doing it, to going fishing, tobogganing. It gave us not an excuse, but it gave us a focus when we did any activity to bring along the cameras, go have fun, document our lives, and maybe turn something out of it in terms of a really cool video. Marion, my wife at the time, wasn't featured in any of the videos just because the idea of the vlog in the traditional sense was never something I had. And then as it sort of started getting more storytelling, and she started appearing in more and more of the videos, or she couldn't escape being in the videos, and it just became natural. And the first video where I remember that I turned her over to the dark side was when we went, I think I called it breakfast at Costco, where I didn't eat breakfast, or the joke was that I didn't eat breakfast, and we went to Costco, and my breakfast was going to be eting from all of the booths where they sort of give you free samples. And that was awesome. That was the first one where she was in it. She was embarrassed as you can imagine, me walking around Costco at the time. I think the GoPro on a stick, so I'm going around and grabbing food off these things, and it was embarrassing, but that was the day she broke, and it became sort of normal behavior, normal in the total weirdest sense. But and now she loves it. Everyone loves it. It's a fun family activity. It's like playing a board game, except we're playing it with GoPros and video cameras and digital cameras.
I love the answer, and you took away my golden question tonight. Was how do you balance out between the law work you do and what you do on YouTube? And you answered it so perfectly, and I'm like, I have the perfect question. I can't wait to hit him with tonight. And that shows how good you are. You're actually ahead of the game. That's right.
Yeah, he plays chess.
Because that was the one where my channel originally only started as me running these obstacle course races in a suit and a tie,
right?
Lip syncing pop songs. So. And I was doing that once every 2 months during the summer, and then that was it. And then people could make fun of me, and I could imagine lawyers look. I say this, and it might all be in my own head, but I could sort of imagine lawyers judging me and saying, "He's not a serious lawyer." But everybody sort of knew what kind of lawyer I was and how serious I was, and that I took it very seriously. But I was also a person with a personality who wanted to do fun things on the weekend. But when I said I'm going to wind up the litigation side, I didn't really do anything different, and I'm not going to go create content that might be controversial or that might be embarrassing or compromising. But I don't have that sword of Damocles over my head anymore, where I have to think about what happens if I go to court on Monday. Now when I go to court and I see friends, everyone makes jokes. Like said, "Hey, Fried, I thought you're no longer doing law," and it's sort of like a gag that the YouTuber is now practicing law as opposed to the lawyer making YouTube videos. But it was a balance, and I at one point you get over the fear, and then at another point you become totally liberated in terms of the way you feel.
Sticky Buds 420 said lawyers are people too.
Yeah. I have jokes. I know every lawyer. I still have family lawyers, and they're sensitive.
And I met some good lawyers who are great too, but I'm like, you don't see that one all the time. So that was, of all people, Sticky Buds 420 to post it.
Well, you were
lawyers with YouTube channels, unless they're law-based, like Legal guy, who also, nobody's seen Legal, the law channel. There is a dedicated law channel where he puts out videos. I think it's one video a week, and he's killing it. He's killing it. It's amazing.
No, he's definitely doing very well with it.
While you were talking, Andrew put a little bit of one of your viral videos, and I'm going to start with saying that you used to be called a squirrel vlogger.
Yeah.
And I think we kind of got to know you through that first, because that was all across the news, not only Montreal, not only in Canada, it was also in Russia, in States, it was everywhere. How did you ever come up with that? And maybe you can tell people who haven't seen it what it was, because it's something so crazy amazing. You know, you would wish that everybody would wish that they would think of it, but of course we didn't. So how did you ever come up with that?
So I got the GoPro, my first GoPro ever. It was February 2014, and I started. When I got the GoPro, where was I in terms of law? I was on my own, so I had started my own practice, and I was 3 years into my own practice. So things were going very well from the law side, and they were going well, but there was still that internal stress from the law side. Where when I got this GoPro, it was like my therapy, just playing with it. And the versatility of this and the size of the camera, I said I want to try everything that I can do with a GoPro, that because of its size. So what can I do with it? Yeah, clipped it onto a toboggan, clipped it onto, I think I clipped it onto my drone, because I had a drone at the time, that the old school drone, which you had a mount for your GoPro, and I was exploring everything. I said, geez, one day I wonder what happens if I put a little piece of bread on it and put a rubber band around it and give it to the squirrels. Like, what's going to happen? What would I get from that? And so Sunday afternoon, my wife is out of the house. It's Sunday, November 12th, 2014, give or take. My wife is out of the house, so I go for a walk and just looking for trouble with my GoPro. So I put a little baguette on it, go to the park where I know the squirrels are. If I'm talking too fast, actually, I should probably get my judge's pace back on.
You're doing fine.
Good.
I put the bread on it, little rubber band around it, and the squirrels in Westbound Park are particularly courageous. And it took it. I had no idea what the footage looked like at the time, but I knew that it was something magnificent. I run home. I look at this. It's a 90-second video. It's, there's some kids playing in the background. You hear some natural native audio. It was interesting. I put it up on the internet, and this is when, it's like going through a portal into another universe, where I realized, holy cows, this exists, where the video got 1 million views within a day and a half. It got 5 million views within a week. According to the CBC, it was like the most viral video to come out of Quebec. Then I discovered news licensing, video licensing agencies, where I started getting these messages that they want to license the video, start getting these interview opportunities. And people start calling me. Like, I have my friend's mother, who's like 70 some odd years old, and I think she's from Spain. I just saw your video on the front page of this Spanish news site, and I was like, this is the coolest thing in the world. Like, this is what the internet is for. And so then I the first one is always a hit. The first time anyone ever sees something they've never seen before, it's amazing. The second time, it's good but not great. Third time, and then the novelty wears off. But one of them, the one where I won a GoPro award for the squirrel, and I think I called that video Squirrel Vlogger.
Yeah.
That one, it was no longer original in the sense that it had never been done before. But the video quality on that particular run with the GoPro was like, it was vlogging meets squirrel parkour meets you were in the world of a squirrel, and it was like, it was unseen in terms of the quality of the visual that we got. And that one got a GoPro award, and I think it's up to like 3 million views. But that's it. So I became known as the squirrel guy, and then everyone still makes jokes about the squirrels, but the channel's moved on since then, and some of the viral videos have moved on since then. I've got now the bucket drummer in Vegas, which when it hits the recommended on the YouTube front page, or when it's recommended to people, that is the holy grail of YouTube. I mean, it's exponential growth that you cannot force. It just has to happen by accident, by just pure dumb luck.
I mean, that's an awful catch. That's that 1 in a million, but it became a million in multi-million in subscribers from it.
Yeah, the squirrel video I remember resulted in like 1,000 subscribers at the time. But at the time of that squirrel video going viral, I had 6 videos on my channel. One of them was me wearing a pumpkin on my head, crappy video. Like, anyone who sees that would say, I don't know what this channel is, but that was a funny video. The second one, when the bucket drummer started going viral and getting on the recommended page, I had a bit more of a library for people to see that it's an actual channel. And that one resulted in I started noticing hundreds and then thousands of subscribers. I was like, geez, what's going on? And I didn't even know anything about YouTube analytics, so I didn't know where it was coming from. And it was by trial and error that I noticed that video was getting tens of thousands of views every day. Similar thing happened with the ostrich egg omelet video, which I think is at 5.6 million views. One of the random videos where it was, again, just an excuse to do something fun and quirky with the kids. And it's like, I think it's the biggest video that I've had in terms of subscriber base. It was crazy what it generated in terms of new subscribers. But I guess, and the novelty there, I guess not many people had seen, someone cooking an omelet with an ostrich egg.
Yeah, that was something else. That's one that everybody can say they've had a part into. So, and that's the novelty, and it once again ties in. I know certain groups will have trouble with me saying, but it does tie in. And anything with animals, anything like egg, animals, stuff like that, it is a great draw for people. Those are great keywords as well.
And this is a funny thing. I may be anticipating some of the questions you're going to have, but this is a lot of people are asking, like, what do you do with negative comments and thumbs down? This was one of the videos where now, in retrospect, knowing what I know now and looking at that video, it's one of the videos that had generated a lot of negative comments in terms of people being totally unaware of what an egg is, and thinking that I had killed an ostrich baby and that they're endangered species, and people don't appreciate. And in reality, I didn't appreciate what eggs were either. Like, I didn't appreciate that they don't become babies. It's a menstrual cycle of a bird.
Exactly.
But people thought that it's an endangered species and didn't appreciate or read the description where that it came from a farm. But all that to say, the negative comments and the thumbs down, that generates the action that YouTube is looking for when I imagine its system decides what videos to promote and what videos to ignore.
Right.
For good or for bad, and sometimes even for good for the bad, when a video is generating either a lot of mixed reviews or a lot of negative reviews, it's generating the traffic that the YouTube body wants. And to the extent that the video is an advertisable video, that's good. It's good news, even to get hate and to get thumbs down. It's good news if it generates traffic, because that works well in the system. I had no idea, no appreciation for that at the time. And I was just, my only thought was, do I actually try to respond to these comments and tell people, no, it's not an endangered animal. No, I didn't kill it. No, it's not a baby in there. But I think people don't even read the comments. They just want to.
But still, like, your ratio was still decent. Like, it wasn't. I think once it crosses a certain threshold, it can be detrimental. Linus Tech Tips, who goes out every day, they got one that got really, really hit hard, like brutal. And like they noticed that they said for the next 6 days, like they could see the repercussions coming to it, but it overshot the goods completely. And for a channel got
it was more dislikes than
likes.
Yeah.
So at that point, there seems to be a threshold line. Like they said, it was a great learning experience. They weren't too happy though about it.
Video.
It's great when it's somebody else that's learning at that point, than you. But you still have a decent ratio. But at your point, it's great because there's just enough to really garnish that debate And I think that's why the algorithm's loving it so much. It's that almost like 25% dislike that really puts it in the sweet spot to make it look interesting to the AI.
I would like to say that I try to do that, to replicate that format on purpose in the future, but I don't put out anything that I think is controversial or shocking, even if it does work. But no, that one was one of the most surprising videos, because I remember we were out of town when it happened. I was like, what is going on again? Especially that video, I shot it on my iPhone. If anyone's seen it, it's got that purple glitch in the middle of the screen that was driving me crazy because the lens was broken. I was like, never in a million years would I have thought that video would generate the type of traffic and new subscribers to the channel that it did. But and then I did a few more with the ostrich eggs, and same trend. One of them was pretty big, another one was like relatively small, and then the one that I thought was going to be the next viral video, where we put the ostrich egg in a vat of vinegar for 2 weeks to dissolve the shell. It got nothing. 10 times more work than the original video, and I thought it was more scientifically impressive, but it never picked up in the algorithm.
We were actually talking tonight. I never told this to Xenia when we first did the dry run here. I mean, he was just asking a bit about us. I was telling him about our wedding, and I told him to check it out. And as you see, in that video only has 3 keywords into it, but nothing else. We forgot it was up there for years till we got this channel rolling. We go back and look at it, it's like, man, we're doing something wrong. I think the key is to forget about your video for 4 years. Don't put any tags, no nothing. I mean, it did have good keywords, though. It had Viking, Iceland, wedding. It was 3 good search terms.
Yeah, no, and for certain, with those, what people like to call the evergreen videos that are timeless, these are cyclical. Like, animal things are cyclical, and you notice videos coming up now that are 4 or 5 years old when they're not relevant, or the virality of the video is not relevant to an incident, like a newsworthy incident. There's a cycle to what people search and what people look up on the internet. And even with my squirrel videos, there's a cycle where I notice spikes in viewership, even though the video's been out there for 4 years. And it's very weird. I think it's something along the lines of like the collective memory of the internet, where enough new people come up that they've never seen it, so that when it starts picking up among the new, sort of like the new crowd, it hits something of a similar spike, but on a much less basis, because it's not the first time hitting the market. It's just the first time hitting a new demographic to the market. Right,
exactly. And that's where it breathes new life into older videos, like you say, and that's where they can continue. You redo searches, and a lot of times videos come up still from 2007, and you'll see a video that comes up. And it's over the years, you can tell what kind of a career it had. It probably was even not that stellar at the beginning. But over time, it just kept growing and growing and growing, and it's still relevant in 2018.
Yeah, well, the one thing that can't hurt is when YouTube gives new features like hashtagging, for example.
Yes.
Everybody should go back and hashtag a video that they think is good with relevant hashtags, so that people can find it more easily once those new, what do they call it, whatever systems are in place in YouTube. And that's the biggest sort of discouraging pain in the neck, is if you had, depending on how many videos you've uploaded already, you forget about some of the videos you have, and you don't even know which ones you have to go search for to fix, so that they can be found now, given the new tools for searching.
We've revamped ours over time. We've done thumbnails a couple of times, tags, descriptions. We've gone through them, spent like 3 days, because it is a lot of work, 200 and some, once you get going, but there is a turnaround, and it's not guaranteeing that all of them are going to take off again, but you never know which one. So as the algorithm changes, we try to work with it. We go back and keep everything as together as possible, so that it has a common look, but also to please the algorithm at where it's at this time, which will not last forever. We all know in 4 months what we did now will be completely obsolete, and will be like the negative impact, and we'll be right back at the drawing board once again.
One thing is for certain: tag words are always going to be relevant.
Yes.
And proper description and a good thumbnail is always going to be relevant.
Definitely, that's true. I agree with you.
It's like a new tool like that is something that you have to jump on and be, to the extent that you can, be among the first to really go and fully exploit it, and not be playing catch up.
Yes, most definitely. Do you feel like the algorithm sometimes, I always use the expression, because it is a learning entity, that it's the engineers sometimes have to play a little bit of catch up work to see where the algorithm has gone? It's not like it's going to take over the world, not tinfoil hat, but it's new learning behaviors. Sometimes they're not quite ready for where it turned, and it sometimes takes them a little bit to figure it out.
I don't know. We use the term algorithm sometimes very loosely, and I think a lot of us use it as just as not as an excuse, but as a criticism as to why our videos aren't picking up. And, oh, it's the algorithm, it's the algorithm. I think ultimately the algorithm is, I suspect it's relatively fun. It's relatively basic. Videos that get traction, enough traction in the early stages that have a high retention rate are going to perform. And then, you know, the question is creating content that's going to get engagement, get good retention rate, and be compelling. Yeah. And then try to do that when there's the massive volume of content being uploaded. And then you say, I did the same video as somebody else. Why is theirs picking up? Yeah, it's. I think we use the term algorithm not in the wrong way, but just very loosely to explain why we're not getting the results that we want. But I think it's just an objective.
Yeah. No, I get you on that. I get you on that. I mean, and it is a lot of, and it is taught. It's programmed to think like we do. It's got face recognition into thumbnails, stuff like that. Things that please us as humans. It's doing. I agree with you 100% onto it, and it's basic human psyche just put into like into an algorithm. Sorry to use that term again, but just into computer code to do so.
Yeah, but no, I think the only problem, the only issue, or the only place where it becomes, I won't say unfair, but where you know the bigger grow faster is when the size of your following allows you to generate instantaneously a sort of attraction that smaller channels won't get, but if it's a massively freak viral video, that's where I suspect there's the bigger you get, the more, you know, the more successful you get. Where I don't know if there's a way to favor random popping up of small channels or small videos or videos coming out of people who don't have that following to get the initial traction to even get it viewed. But there's just too many people uploading too much video, and you just have to live with we're all fish in a massive sea. And
that's right.
The big fish that have been there for a long time and grew, and the big sharks, they're going to have an advantage in terms of survival. Yeah. But so long as it doesn't penalize, the one thing that I always get neurotic about is whether or not it penalizes certain channels based on who they follow. Like when someone does something bad, or when a channel when there's a controversy, I do wonder if you've been active on a channel that has controversy. Is there something somewhere that penalizes your channel or your videos or your content, sort of like a YouTube blacklist that is an algorithmic blacklist because they don't want to be promoting people who are affiliated with controversy? I don't know, and that would, no one will ever tell you that. But that's one thing that I do think about a lot.
I agree with that, and that's where I'm talking about a bit sometimes, where it might take these little learning curves and stuff like that. Not that it goes wild, but it kind of its own way of interpreting stuff a little bit into it, because it has to have some adaptive knowledge. That was the whole point of it. But I'm like you, I don't want to make it sound like it's the blame for everything and it's got a mind of its own. It's not. What was that name of that movie with Emilio Estevez there, where the machines all take over? Maximum Overdrive.
I have never seen I was thinking of not New Jack City, the one with
I love New Jack City, by the way.
It's Emilio Estevez where he's a race car driver and he drives the car.
No, he gets to a truck stop, and there's that famous big Kenworth, is it, or the Freightliner with the big evil smile onto it. It was a Stephen King short, and they turned into a movie, and it's called Maximum Overdrive. All the trucks and everything turn against each other. They're circling like bikers, except it's the vehicle themselves.
If it's Emilio Estevez, it's got to be 1980s.
It is. Oh, and then some. It's as 80s can be, right down to the moppy blonde haircut. It's not that paranoid over the whole thing, but it's just more of it's got to adapt a little bit. And I think sometimes they just kind of lose track a little bit of it just to see where it's learning, because it is adapting a bit. But no tinfoil hats here or anything like that.
No. And ultimately, I mean, the thing is, you want to maximize the chances. I think Daryl Eve says it takes 21 days for the data to be absorbed into YouTube before it knows what to do with the video. But it doesn't hurt if you put up a video to try to promote. Okay, the dog just. It doesn't hurt when you upload a video to go promote it in places where you think people who want to see it are gonna view it and share it. Which I also didn't do at the beginning, and which I might do too much now. But like you need someone who's bigger than you to just get the lucky retweet, or you get a lucky copy and paste or share.
Right.
That is when videos start to go crazy, is when you just need to get it to more people so that people can like it and people can share it. And that's how you have to turn one video that you think is gold into, you have to let people know it exists, and just posting it on your channel and then leaving it there is not going to maximize your chances of doing that.
Yes.
It's something I didn't appreciate at the beginning.
So talking about the practical side, if you could open up the chest of secrets just for a little bit. If you upload the video, what are your steps for promoting it? Where do you post it, or how do you say, oh, come on, you know, share it out? Like, what is your approach to promote the video?
So, I mean, typically I'll upload the video, give it the tags, give it the thumbnails, and then if it is something specific to a person, or now you're going to hear the dogs start to fight. Something specific to a person, I'll try to find them. I'll try to find them on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, and DM them the video. That doesn't happen very often. It doesn't work very often because a lot of the times everybody just gets way too much. Yeah. They get way too much mail. It's not because they don't care or they don't even know that you exist to care about you. But I try that, and then you can go to fan pages, or you can go to pages that are relevant to the subject matter. For my Pudge, the paralyzed puggle, when I put a video up of her, I go to paralyzed dog communities and just drop it there and say, hey guys, you know, this is the story that I have of my paralyzed puggle. You should be interested. Or you know, we're in the same field of interest. And Frenchies with French bulldogs, they have these French bulldog community groups where people love looking at these things and where they share them. And then, you know, Twitter, tagging people who you think might be interested or might be relevant, or communities, or the tag words that are appropriate. But yeah, you know, Twitter, Instagram is difficult because there's no hyperlink connection through Instagram, so it's pretty useless to do it. But it sometimes helps if you can put a good teaser on Instagram and get people to put a good tag up. A good teaser up, and then tag the relevant people. You know, it's the term phishing always has a negative context to it, but it is sort of like planting seeds. Knowing that 1 in 100 is going to grow, the more you plant, the more is going to grow in the long run. But that's pretty much it. And then, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and then being active in the comment sections on subjects that are relevant also helps. And being not just being active, but being value added to the community. And that's also something from the beginning. People post comments and say sub for sub, or go check out my channel. That's not value added stuff.
Right.
Contributing to the discussion is the way. You don't. I think it was Gary Vee also, but he says you have to bring value before you can bring the ask. And I found that bringing the ask actually just deprives the value just because it makes it look cheap and tawdry. But just go and contribute in communities that are relevant to what your content is, and people will go to your channel out of interest from value that you're bringing to the discussion.
True. And
this happens a lot, actually. I found with Philip DeFranco, because with let me just see who that was. My wife says she's home in 7, so things are going to get it'll be fun. With Philip DeFranco, you know, a lot of it's news, and I'm heavily into the news, but I don't want to post too much news or political content on my channel. But the discussions, to the extent that you remain civil and don't turn into an abusive name caller, people like the engagement. People like being made smarter, and if you make people smarter without being abusive, you'll get people coming to you that way.
Yeah,
that's basically that's my strategy that I've been doing now. I think, you know, I do know, being totally honest with myself, I try to tag PewDiePie too much, but first of all, I love the channel and I want to get a meme on his channel. I don't care. People are going to get annoyed, and I probably look like a total buffoon sometimes. But I have, sometimes I have such funny ideas. I say, if only he knew that the idea existed, he couldn't but be in love with it. But he doesn't even know that I exist to ignore me. So I have to try to get him to know I exist, and then he can ignore me. We'll see what happens.
Well, I like your gusto about that. I do. I really do. I like your drive for it.
My classical piano version of his Ichbe lasagna.
Right.
He's going to see it. If I have to pay for an ad and direct it to PewDiePie, my market is going to be PewDiePie. I'm going to get him to see it, and if he doesn't think it's good, that's fine. But he needs to know that it exists, because there are some things that when they just happen, it's just it's the funniest thing in the world. And I know that it's just a question of getting that fluke and having it fall under the right person's eyes at the right time to really take off. But
I absolutely love it. I do. I really do.
I love the energy and all of that. And you are all across the media as well. Like you have been on the news multiple times. I just mentioned in the intro that just yesterday you were on Montreal Breakfast TV. You are always somewhere out there, and I have a hard time believing that that's only thanks to Twitter and Facebook.
No, so no, that's true. Now, that's partly to do with good, funny ideas in terms of videos and video licensing agencies who their network and their what's the word I'm looking for? Network of clients. Sorry. They can reach people that you'd never be able to reach. They're the ones who can put your video under the right person's nose and get it onto a right platform where it can go exponentially. Thank you for bringing that up, because that's actually the biggest one. I'm not trying to sell anybody on video licensing agencies, but what they do is they have bigger clients like AOL, Yahoo, and although not many people necessarily watch Yahoo or AOL, a lot of people still do. Yeah. And they get my aunt-in-law calling me up and saying, I just saw one of your dog videos, Pudge pooping in the tub. I saw it on AOL. I was like, oh, that's funny. Who the heck watches AOL? But people watch AOL. And so they see it there, and it's brand recognition and it's exposure. And you get paid for it. So it's the best of all worlds. But if anybody who's watching this now, if you Google, just put in Viva Frei in the news, like just in the news tab of Google. I mean, I once spent 3 days just archiving the links, and it was like 6 pages of hyperlinks because I didn't want them to disappear, and then I couldn't find them.
Well, that's why I asked you, because that's exactly what I did. I went through the tabs. It was like, oh my God, he's just everywhere.
It's all for not bad reasons. So it's the squirrel videos, the converting a toy into a dog toy, the Pudge pooping in the tub, ostrich egg, and there's a bunch. Oh, the moldy duck. I mean, that another 1.5-minute video shot off my iPhone.
Oh my God.
And you know, it's amazing. And this is also, living life in reverse. If I knew then what I knew now, I would have focused on when they published the article to refer to me as YouTuber Viva Frei, so that people know when they read it, I'm not just a Montreal lawyer. I'm a YouTuber who has a channel, and they can go get more stuff. Right. Now I started doing that sort of religiously. But if I kick myself thinking if I had just done that for the last 3 years, YouTuber Viva Frei has got a YouTube channel, how much more traffic I could have gotten from anyone reading the articles in the paper,
right.
Who may not have appreciated that this was part of a passion and not just a one-off. And then they read the article and move on with their day.
That's a very good point. That is really too. And sometimes just don't think of it at the time, and then they sometimes don't even want to run with it. That's the hard part. You even tell them, and they're like, "No, we want to take this angle."
The video licensing agencies were by far the biggest, not innovation, but were the biggest value-added thing that happened. Not necessarily in terms of channel growth, but in terms of other sort of exposure and finances. Because I would have some of these videos, which I would have never even posted on my channel, sold. I was able to sell them through video licensing agencies and get media exposure that way. I didn't maximize it as best I could have. So if anybody's watching, you can learn from my mistakes. You can learn from what I didn't do properly at the time. But if I could at the time, I would just ask them in every description, every news article, refer to me as YouTuber Viva Frei with the channel blank, and it would have been another layer of exposure on top of the layer of exposure. Mm-hmm. But it is funny because I'll never be able to scrub myself from the internet, but I would never want to for the reasons that I've made it. But it is crazy how many videos that I've managed to make that have gotten licensed and have been featured in Daily Mail, NBC. Oh, the one when I asked Google Siri to what 9 to the power of whatever is, or what is 10 to the power of a trillion, and then she just says 999999999. We're in the car driving while Siri was saying 999, and that one got licensed by NBC and CBS, I think. But it's crazy. The videos that I've made that I would have never thought were worth anything got licensed and generated massive exposure.
What about? I want to ask you about the I caught a monster bass with my drone video.
That one should be 10 million. I don't understand why that video doesn't have 10 million.
I agree. I guess it's got everything in it.
That's my number one. I want to say top 5 moments in my life, but if there's one video that I think is my YouTube career, the pinnacle is that video. Like, when it happened, and here's what I learned in that one. I think I screwed up on the rollouts because I was so eager to publish it. I published it on a Friday afternoon, and there was some issues. There was some issues on the rollout with the news agent. I don't want to say issues. It was not efficiently rolled out for technical reasons, just beyond anybody's control. But Friday afternoon, maybe I should have published it on a Sunday afternoon when people are relaxing in front of their computers. Friday, everyone's gone for the weekend. But it was so miraculous. I just had to get it on the internet before, like, the earth exploded.
I don't blame you. I mean, that was phenomenal. That was
glorious.
Like that could be a whole different category of channel. Just
yeah,
doing
exactly.
That. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed this, if you saw this in the news, but it was WCAX Vermont. The day it happened, or like 2 days later. Probably it had to be 2 days later. It was Monday. They called me and they wanted to do an interview, and I did a phone interview. And then they ran it, and they were all laughing, giddy, telling the story. And then I have Google alerts that come up, and a week later I get a notification that they've run a second story on it. And I go, just out of curiosity, to click on it, and it's the same reporters, and they're all solemn, talking about the story. And they said, last week we reported on YouTuber who caught a fish with his drone, and immediately we started getting phone calls as to whether or not this was legal.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah, so now, and this is the funny thing, like, I'll open up one parenthesis, that we live in a world where our reflex is, when someone does something funny, or is that legal? Like,
yeah.
that the reflex should be illegal. That we have to ask permission to do something ridiculous. But the reality is, in Vermont, it is outright illegal. You are not allowed using a drone to fish. So, in Quebec, it is not outright illegal. In fact, in Quebec, it's not illegal from what I understand, because it's what our regulation says, that you're not allowed using a drone to assist you in hunting. Right. Because what we're doing, which they said procured you an unfair advantage, is they would fly a drone out 2 kilometers, see where the moose are, and here's one here. We are live.
There she is. Hey, sweetie. How are you?
Who's here? Are they here?
Yes.
Okay.
We're
So,
still outside.
in Quebec, it is not illegal. You're not allowed using a drone for hunting to procure an advantage. In British Columbia, from what I understand, it is outright, you are not allowed using a drone to fish.
Right.
And so I understood, but it was hilarious, because they didn't call me to tell me they were going to do like an erratum or a correction. It was just, it was just by a fluke that I found it on my own, and their faces, they were so happy with the first time they reported, and the second time they had to like get the serious face on and let people know you can't do this in Vermont, and rightly so. In Florida, I think you're allowed doing it, because I started looking state by state after this. I was totally curious. Got another one. I was totally curious to see which states actually, watch your head, actually outlawed outright. And Florida, where I had seen this other video where people did it with tuna, it's not illegal. And then there was something like, there were a few other states, but I looked it up. So Quebec was fine, but just funny that. Here, come here. Here is it? Come here. Okay, whatever. So yes, I may have to go into another room now. It gets too noisy to be useful.
God, she's cute.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
It's like ours. Always wants to be live.
Yes. Hi.
Hi.
Oh, and there's the little one.
You want to come here, Ethan? No. Okay.
No.
Yeah. So that's just okay. We'll see how long this stays feasible for. Oh, here we go. Okay, this is Mrs. Viva, married.
Hi. How are you?
Good to see you.
You got your hands full.
Yeah, they picked up a friend. I told them to take as much time as they could to in the car.
Hey, we're real families. We
Yes.
got three, so we understand. My oldest turned 21 yesterday. Oh, look at that.
Oh,
Very cute.
that is so sweet.
Oh, good job too.
Okay. So, does anyone? Let's see if we can. Yeah, we'll get. Okay, good. We might be able to get back to this. I'm
Awesome.
not looking at the comments, by the way, so I closed it so I could remain relatively focused.
Well, there's lots of wows and ahs about your videos, of course, about the squirrel video, about the bass video, and now about your kids. There's like, oh, so sweet. And I think mainly people are listening to the smart, bits that you're sharing with us and just soaking it all in.
Yeah, I think the fishing one got them. I figured that. Guys, if you missed it, I just want to recap. I was showing you a little bit here, pieces.
Oh yeah, you got it's the greatest. It's the greatest video ever because everything about it happened to turn out perfectly. The angle of the camera. Bass don't always. You can come up here. You can sit in. Just don't make noise. The bass don't normally leap out of the water like that. And the water was clear. I was so nervous I was going to lose the fish because that jitterbug that I caught it with is like 7 or 8 years old. The hooks were not sharp. They were one of them. They're all two. I clipped the trebles off them, so they're all 2 treble instead of 3 treble. And I caught it, and then the fish swam off intact. That's another one where I got a little bit of hate for because people were saying that I kept the bass out of the water for too long.
Right. I figured something like that. Oh, Tim, breaking the shell. Thank you so very much. That's so kind of you. Great to have you in, my friend. Thank you for the super chat. We do appreciate it.
When we were talking with Cody Warner in July, I think, and that was right before he exploded. I think he had like 2.5K at that point. And I asked him, I said, it seems that you are approaching your videos or your YouTube channel from a business perspective, considering that he was doing, video editing as his business as well. And it's like, in a way, it is the way he was approaching developing his channel. Looking at your channel, you have these viral videos of like every year. There are a couple of them.
Exactly.
And it seems like it's not an accident. You are making viral videos.
Yes, in the truest sense of the word.
And this, I say this just because I'm making viral videos with a filter on that. I have ideas that I know they would be viral, but there's not anything I would dare put on my channel or even dare put my face to. So this is, I have a pretty good track record. I mean, I don't know when something becomes viral, if 100,000 views is viral, but I did the count at one point, but like 20 some odd videos over 100,000. I think there's like a half dozen over 1 million now. And so, I mean, I have these ideas that I know would be, that typically, might be good. Oh, we got a doll here. That are good, and I just have the filter. Though I always have this filter that there's only so much I'm going to do that I'm going to feel comfortable putting into a video that I think might go viral.
Right.
And then the other thing is, like, some of the videos, I think I've said this on a few videos, but some of the videos don't go viral on YouTube, but go viral on other platforms. That sesame, the day I found out where sunflower seeds come from, it's only got 1,000 views on YouTube, but it was picked up through the licensing agency by a channel on Facebook. Page on Facebook, and it got 15 million views on Facebook, non-monetizable. But some of the content I've created has gone viral on other platforms, but not on YouTube. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's a manic creativity in terms of coming up with ideas for stuff. Always with the filter that it has to be something I'm not going to regret, or that my kids are not going to regret in 10 years' time, and something that's not exploitive, not compromising, not abusive, not mean-spirited.
Do you sell your ideas?
Well, so part of I'm a lawyer. I still do the law. I partnered up with this digital media agency called Luxy Media, where I approach clients and I say, look, I have an idea. It would be done obviously through Luxy, or we do it through this a third-party platform, because it's not, you don't want my face on it, and I don't want my face on it. And we've done certain things like that. But selling the ideas, no, you can't sell an idea just because it doesn't have value until it's successful. And that's the thing about ideas in a more conceptualized sense, is that everybody has ideas, and it's only once it's succeeded that people say that was a good idea.
Yes.
So it's tough to sell an idea as a success before it's succeeded, right. But I can sort of show a track record if I want to bring someone, or I want to try to do business with someone who's looking for marketing, and say, this is what I think we can do to create a compelling piece of video for whatever the purposes you have. And that's where Luxy, that's where my partnership with this digital media agency comes in handy. And then, I do the vlog stuff also, where one day I'm hoping that people are going to want me just to, create a nice video at an event. And I've done it a couple times, like Artonic. If anyone hasn't seen that video, It was called the Artonic Dance Festival in Montreal, Artonik, and that was an amazing one where the city, I asked the city, my friends knew what I did, and they said, we're having an event, come make a vlog, we'll pay you to do the vlog, and you get back behind the scenes access. And I created what is one of my prouder videos of a moment in Montreal where we were celebrating our 375th anniversary, and the video was beautiful. And I'd love to do that on a more consistent basis, without getting to the point where I'm just, selling out and making videos at Imperial Tobacco's annual AG meeting, which I wouldn't do. But you want to do stuff that you're proud of, and support things that you're proud of, as opposed to just doing anything for money.
Well, that's a hard part to get exactly. And like you say, a viral, there is a lot of luck involved into it as well, and great content, and that's why I think they are viral. I always bring up the example of content is key. How many times we watch the news and they're like, robbery in downtown Montreal today. It's this grainy, awful looking phone that you can barely make it out, and it's got 2 million views. That's crappy recording, but guess what? That story is intense. That story overwhelms the quality of it at that moment. And I'm a big pusher for quality. I'm not saying it doesn't count, but it just shows you how true story can push something, even if it's not the easiest to see sometimes. And then it comes down to a lot of luck. You can have your squirrel one was a gamble, maybe if you had uploaded it a couple days later or at a wrong time of day, might have never had the traction at first that it had.
Well, and then it's a crapshoot in terms of what goes on, what doesn't. Some things, but then what ends up happening is if you're not creating content through ideas and you're just looking for these random moments,
yes,
it becomes impossible. I mean, they happen. Spotting an albino squirrel, it didn't go viral, but it got licensed. But that happens. But you can't create a channel on that.
Yes.
Really. Which is my mistake from the beginning also, is I thought I could create a channel off random captures of random videos, but people want to know what they're getting into when they go to a channel.
Right.
And then it becomes sort of like that. I don't know if you guys have seen Unbreakable, where in pursuit of getting the video, you try to, people end up setting them up, or people end up taking exponentially higher chances to get the viral video, and they either themselves or they hurt others, which is, not what I ever want to be known for. But and the people do it with drones. They do it with epic stunts. Is that to get the next viral, compelling 1 in a million shot, you have to keep pushing the envelope, or you have to keep taking bigger chances, or you just if you're not going for the content creation, you're just going for the content capture. That's what ends up happening, and it ends badly sometimes. And,
that's a very good point, and something we've said. It's amazing how you get to care about people here and you build a bond with them. And when we're going through like hurricane season in the States and tornadoes and that, I started noticing ourselves telling people, because you get this lump in your throat now. Every time I'd hear it, it'd be like, I hope to God somebody's not going to, that I know is going to put their life in danger to try and get that great shot. Mm-hmm. And you start really, it's a genuine concern because of some, it is easy to get caught up in the YouTube gold rush and put your safety at some point in jeopardy. Because, if I can just get this shot, this is going to get me on YouTube and everybody's going to see it and things will change. And it's
absolutely. I mean, and I'm pretty sure there was a recent incident with people who fell off a waterfall, YouTubers that fell off a waterfall.
Yes.
That's one I can think of offhand.
Yep.
But hold on, let's just check.
No. Oh my God.
That's so cute.
Oh, he doesn't humper when he's on camera. But no, that's the problem, is when that becomes the temptation.
Yeah.
Is you have guys who like Cody's a good example, also someone who's built his following off the content without pushing to extremes to maintain the trend.
Definitely.
And it's great. And then you have the flip side are people who that guy, that was the other one, the YouTuber who got shot in the chest because he was making a video with his wife, and she shot him through the Bible, and the Bible did not protect.
Yeah.
That was the one I was thinking about a while ago when you mentioned it.
Yeah, she was pregnant at the time too, and she didn't want to do it actually.
Yeah,
and that's so crazy, and that's not the only instance, which is even more upsetting.
No, it's created a gold rush mentality, and anytime you have a gold rush mentality, bad decisions can be made.
Yeah,
You know.
I know. And it's a terrible. There's that expression. You know, sometimes you're. I don't want to sound. I don't mean to sound callous, and it's not a question of sounding callous. It's a question of like learning from the mistakes of others. And you know, like because I with my oldest daughter, we have this thing where we talk openly about bad ideas, and I do it not to traumatize them, but to sensitize them to how quickly things can go badly without even foreseeing it. And you know, we were reading this article, and then she says, like, what's going to happen? I said, well, you know, it says that she's serving 1 month a year because she has kids, so they're not going to put her away for. It's a tragic situation.
It is.
And if the only good thing that comes out of it is that people take a step back and reflect before they do something, and reflect in general. I mean, that's the only positive to take away from it.
Well, most definitely, and I mean, perspective is a lot into it, and it's long term, and not much to make a YouTube channel. If you're so worried about it to put your life at risk, well, if you're so worried about your YouTube channel, it's not going to do very well if you're not here for it. Yeah. You know, really, and it's all said and done.
And that's why I think, like the viral videos, if you do it once, it's an accident. If you do it repeatedly, like you're doing, well, you know, that's an art. That's a completely different way of doing YouTube, because I mean, by accident people can be picked up even when they don't intend to. I think. Well,
that was that car thing I was talking about, that robbery thing a while ago. It's that 1 in a million shot, you know.
Yeah, but then everybody forgets about you, you know, 15 minutes later. But to be able to do that repeatedly on a regular basis, I think that is like the hardest thing ever.
Well, it's funny you mentioned like and this is not to be what is the word? I'm not trying to pat myself on the back of this note, but it's a weird thing, because I realized looking at my channel that it is sort of like, these are not canvases, but it's sort of like a portfolio. And with this GoPro thing, the most recent absolute shocking award, but having been selected in that video, and my wife says, it was my wife or my dad, or maybe both. But they said, you know, this is what an artist feels like, is when you make a sale and it carries you through to the next forever, how long, so that you can continue creating.
Right.
It wasn't an accident in the sense that I didn't just pick a clip and send it to GoPro. I had this thought in my head for the last 2 years. In fact, ever since I bought the stock and saw where it went, I said, GoPro needs to branch off from this extreme sports idea and go into like extreme normal idea. Like I said, when I talk to people and they don't know what a GoPro is, or they don't have one, I say it doesn't make sense. They need one. And I said, like, for parents, you stick one in your kid's room without them knowing it. You can capture moments you would otherwise never capture. And so when I submitted to this contest, so I'm never going to win on the extreme side or the extreme sports side. The only where I'm going to win is maybe on this extreme family side. And we had this moment at the beach where, you know, I'm looking over my footage at the end of the day, and I said, this is a moment. The moment was much longer than the 2 seconds that they included in the video. But I said, this is like a moment capturing a kid. It might have been his first real interaction with the ocean, where you can't get it with the camera. You don't take a DSLR into the saltwater unless you have a case on. But then, you know, you lose audio, you lose a bunch of things. You don't do it with a point and shoot, because the quality is just not the same. You have this beautiful GoPro now with the stabilizing. You capture this moment like you could have otherwise never captured it. I said, this is what they should, something along the lines of what they should pick. And if it's not going to be mine, they're going to pick somebody else's who did it better.
Right.
So it is interesting. It's sort of like I don't view it as an art in the pretentious sense. I just view it as like a craft in the technical sense.
No, but and it's a really great message, and exactly, because it's limiting himself so much in that niche. You know, it's always the snowboarder, you know, jetting down, which it does good. Nobody's taking that away, but there is so much more can be done with it. I mean, Peter McKinnon, look at, like, you know, taping it to his boot, you know, all these different ideas of using them. Oh, I thought it was the dog. Oh.
He's very sad. This, by the way, is because he couldn't have what? Because he couldn't. I was going to say give him a cookie, but.
Oh.
Okay. I'll come up. Okay. So we move this other. So yeah, no, again, I talked to you. I said, "You have a GoPro." I said, "Well, no, I don't do X, Y, and Z." I was like, if you have a purse or a merce, you. Oh yeah, go for it. If you okay, it's okay. If you do anything, you need one, and especially for capturing those random moments like the bank robberies. I mean, not that you should capture bank robberies, Just to have it handy, it fits in your pocket. Push the button on, and you capture stuff, random things. What was the video? That's number one. The video that I remember where the guy, the rock was molting. He was on a cliff, and the cliff was sort of expanding, and the outer shell of the cliff was cracking. Mm-hmm. I've seen it. He put up 3 actual clips of the moment, and they were long, unedited, otherwise boring in theory, except that you were witnessing geology in action. You don't have a camera in your pocket to capture that when it happens. You'll kick yourself for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
And an iPhone is good, but the GoPro's better. Period.
Well, congratulations for winning the challenge. I mean, that is so amazingly crazy.
And Andrew, there were 25,000 submissions, not 250,000.
Oh, 25,000.
It's still a lot.
Yes, you still, in our hearts, you were 25 billion and you came out, so...
I get the email. I was like, "Oh, they select." There was a lead up to it because they were selecting the finalists or the finalists. They were selecting the sort of like a batch from which they were going to select. But I'm sitting there on a Saturday or Sunday morning, and I get an email which just says, "Congratulations, you were selected." And then I read through the email. Wow, this is like,
well, yeah,
huge. I mean, it was crazy. And then I saw the video. I'm like, the video's a work of art. It was. Yeah, it was the highlight of the year for sure.
Well, I mean, count in your viral videos, and then something like that happened. I mean, you've had quite an illustrious career on this platform so far, if I may say so.
It felt like one of those things where like things are finally coming together at a critical moment. And don't want to make anybody nervous or like be dramatic. There is a point when you're living off this sort of. It's not even paycheck to paycheck. I'm able to sustain ourselves, and my wife works, and I work as a lawyer. But when things like this happen, they give you breathing room to the next time, so that you can continue doing what you want to do. But there is a point where if it doesn't work, then I have to seriously reassess because I love it and I may be good at it, but if it's not sustainable as a life, but this seems to be opening doors and creating exposure in other areas that are themselves sustainable. And then it happens at the same time as breakfast television where, where I can now create a portfolio showing that I'm decent on live television. And it's something that I can potentially do. And so it sort of develops and it seems to be developing quickly in a number of ways at a good time because, I'm still nervous. Every day I'm nervous. And I'm nervous that one day is going to come where I say, I just can't do it anymore because it's not sustainable. But this is now encouraging, so to speak, at a good time because I was a little discouraged at growth and with YouTube, but might be the bad encouragement to keep going.
Well, I think everybody has those points on YouTube. I mean, I don't think there's any way to escape it. Everybody's going to have them. And it doesn't matter what your channel is. And you can even see some of the ones like with 2 million. Go through those questions.
Right.
Boogie2988, I don't know if you know him. He's a guy like that. And I'm watching him. He's got 4.5 million, somewhere in that vicinity. He's going through a lot of those changes and thoughts right now. So it hits at every level, I think it's safe to say.
And to some extent, it hits harder when you're bigger because you're more public. And like the same with Roman Atwood. I don't know how many he was at when he said he was taking a break, but like I said, I think it was in one of the comments in his video. I said, when you're a lawyer and you hit burnout, because it happens virtually, not everybody, but it happens regularly.
Right.
When you take 2 months off, nobody knows that you're gone because of life in a big firm. You come back and they say, oh, where were you? When you do it on YouTube, you have and especially at 5 million subscribers, you have 5 million people who now know something very personal and they see it.
Yeah.
It's tough to deal with.
Definitely. And your career's built onto it. I mean, you've thrown all your dice into it. We're all doing it part-time or semi-full-time or just as a hobby. Their career depends on this. This is their livelihood at this point now. So there is a lot to ride on their decisions if they should step back for a bit, if they shouldn't. I get them completely for questioning it.
Yeah, no, that's why like, I don't know who I was talking with this about, but you have to parlay the YouTube. If it's the only thing you're doing, you have to be able to parlay it into something else that's going to be sustainable if YouTube shuts your channel down. I mean, when I went to Cincinnati, we were talking, we heard stories of people had their channels shut down overnight, and it's like the income is gone overnight, and it was the income on which they relied to survive. I'm lucky in the sense that we don't live off the income from YouTube, however nominal it is. So they can shut if worse comes to worse and YouTube goes bankrupt. well, then, you know, then I'll go find another platform and live with doing what I'm doing in the meantime. Incidentally, that's why video licensing is also very good, because I think on one of the video licensing agencies, I have like close to 1,000 videos, and on the other one I have probably 500 or 600, and those generate revenue. Not autonomous sustainable revenue on their own, but they do generate sort of passive income. So even if YouTube shuts down, these videos get licensed on a seasonal basis. Next Halloween, I can predict some Halloween videos are going to get licensed. So you have to spread out but it's what's the word when you have a portfolio and you diversify? You have to diversify. Definitely. but when you have every YouTuber has these dark thoughts. so put it that way. But yeah, it's human nature anyhow.
I got to show because Joe has been in here for a few minutes and I haven't had a chance to say that he's in here. He made it. He was talking. He said, "Can I move to Montreal? We can all get together and start 369."
Well, I'm scheduled to go to Toronto sooner than later, so I'm definitely hitting up Joe when I get there. And I know a couple of other YouTubers out in the area.
That is awesome.
Joe is just awesome. And there was somebody when we were talking a while ago about earlier on about not scheduling and stuff and release. He was one of the first ones came into my head. And I mean, when his videos come out, there's no schedule. And when they come out, they're just epic. Everybody, he's a YouTuber's YouTuber, I always like to say.
Well, the fact that his videos are fantastic also quite a bit. They're amazing. The editing is fantastic. Peter Fonda, Joe, that's who you visually remind me of. Like a celebrity Peter Fonda. In the younger years, he's like Easy Rider Peter Fonda.
Isn't that true? Yes. Never thought of that before. That is so true.
So spot on. Yes.
I have a knack for matching faces to celebrities. I just can't remember. That's the only problem.
Oh, no, you nailed it there. Yeah, I never thought of that one, but that is so true. I mean, he's that's a perfect one. Yeah,
I know we love his videos. I always refer to his videos as YouTube blockbusters. You know, they come once in a while, but before they come, you're just like biting on your nails. You can't wait. You know, popcorn is on the floor. You're all shaking, kind of thing.
Whatever you do, you drop it and go watch the
because
Joe
it's
video.
So rare, you know. It's like wow.
And they are good. Like they are good. They're engaging, and we're big fans of them, of course. Known him from way back. It feels like we were saying that today. YouTube feels like dog years all the time. Way back is like 8 months is like an eternity on here, you know.
Well, you're doing a lot of things, you know, within the YouTube and as part of vlog. But you know, we talked about Robert Atwood and how really his vlogging, I think, in a way, has shaped his life, not the other way around. And you know, we can argue if it's good or bad, but what is your, I don't know how you thought of like the bucket list? Do you have a bucket list of things that you want to do, not just on YouTube, but in general?
Well, this is the funny thing, is like when you get absorbed into the YouTube world, you think in terms of content. So like my bucket list, it was never geared towards content, but my bucket list, one of the bucket list items, I mentioned it during the live stream on Sunday. I want to drive across the country in either an Airstream, or I just want to drive across the country.
Yeah.
And pitch a tent and fish and hike and do it with the family. That's something I have to do and something I'm going to do. I want to get out to Alaska at one point. Is a bucket list like no other. My bucket list items typically revolve around nature. Like I want to see the natural earth before I'm no longer on it. Other than that, I mean, I don't have. I'm not sure that I have any other really serious, or I don't want to say superficial or childish bucket items. But yeah, cross country road trip is definitely number one.
Has being on YouTube prompted you to do something that you have always wanted to do, and kind of like it pushed you more to do it because you needed the content, or you were like, okay, well, might as well do it now and make a video?
So this is the funny thing, is that now with YouTube, I can always use a video as an excuse. The sturgeon fishing 100% was sorry, I take for granted everybody knows what I'm talking about. When we were in British Columbia about 1.5 years ago, we went sturgeon fishing on the Fraser River, and I took my daughter, number one, Mila, and we drove from Whistler to Lillooet at 5 a.m. Spent the day sturgeon fishing on a boat. I would have never done it just because growing up, this is not the type of childhood that I had to do these types of things that it cost $400, but it cost $400 because the guy gave me a discount because I said I would make a nice video that he could use cross-platform. So this gives me like an excuse to do something. It gives me the reason to do it, and it gives me sort of the sort of a way in to get it. I don't say at a discount, but to do a barter so that I can do things that I would otherwise not be able to afford. So that was 100% one of them. Same trip doing the Sasquatch, which was the longest zip line in North America. I probably would not have done it if I could not have taken my GoPro on it. And I probably would have done it if I knew I wasn't going to put a video out about it, because I'm scared of doing certain things, and then the prospect of making a good video out of it is sort of the catalyst to get me over the hump of fear.
Yes.
And you know, YouTube may not have incited me to do certain things, but if I can't make a video of something, it will be a discouraging factor in terms of not doing it. Like when we went to, we were in Vegas and we were going to drive to that glass floor. I don't know if anybody knows. There's a U-shaped glass floor over the Grand Canyon on one of the reserves.
Oh, wow.
I would have driven, I think it's 3 hours from Vegas or 4. I would have driven there and back in the same day if I knew I could make a video about it. But I Googled it first, and they said you can't take any cameras on the glass floor, period. And so I said, well, I would have gone out of my way to do it if I could make a video about it, but I wasn't going to go drive 8 hours and spend $300 to do it and not be able to document it. Plus, I found it to be a very annoying restriction that you couldn't take a camera on. They say it's for security reasons, but that's a load of crap. It's just that they don't want anybody selling the images of that thing. So when GoPros get a little smaller, I might go back, and I figured out some ways to put the GoPro on my body and hide it without people knowing. Everybody saw the roller coaster video where I put it on the chest strap under a shirt that's a button up, and when I get on the roller coaster, I just unbutton one button and pop the little lens out and get a POV of the roller coaster.
No, that's awesome. And the places we take, you know, the cameras nowadays, it's unbelievable what we can capture and share with people. That is amazing. Definitely. We were just talking about the bucket list. By the way, Marty just joined us just when I asked the bucket list question. The channel that is about bucket list joined us in. What a coincidence. Hello, Marty.
I don't know, down the rabbit hole, she's a fellow Canadian as well from Alberta. So that's our side hobby is collecting Canadian channels. That's what we've been doing for a long time. They get an automatic subscribe, whatever they do, as long as it's not like hate filled, which is hard to find in Canadian channels most of the time. So, it's we're definitely we're a fan of her. She was actually our very first guest we ever had.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah.
You talked about going with your daughter fishing and not having that growing up. And we're nearing holidays and in general, like lots of family time and all of that. Do you have any traditions that you guys share that you had when you were growing up and you share now with your children as they are growing up?
And when I said I didn't have that childhood, it wasn't to complain or like, you know.
No. Just referencing.
5 kids. We didn't do those types of vacations.
I get it.
So we have a few traditions where we go up to the country. We go up to my parents' cottage, which is an hour and a half north here near St. Agathe.
Oh, nice.
I think I've missed one New Year's up there in my entire life. So we have that tradition. And now we've gotten the fishing in. Like my dad used to take me fishing, not anywhere near as often as I would have liked when I was a kid, but that's only because I was as obsessive compulsive when I was a kid as I am now. So I could have been fishing all the time. And my dad was working to support 5 kids. So we do the fishing thing, and the kids love the fishing as a ritual, as a summer ritual now. Although some of them love it more than others. And one of the videos, I don't know if anyone saw, where I caught this massive pike and scared the living daylights out of the kids. But so we have the fishing rituals, and we have the cooking rituals, which I never grew up with either, where we cook food together. It's kind of cool. I never thought I would be. I thought that would be one of my behaviors as an adult growing up, where I was not necessarily the cooking type of kid. You want to bed? You taking a bath? You want to show them your dolls?
No.
Come here, show them.
You put them.
Okay, we have one Beanie Baby cat.
Oh.
And this is beautiful. I don't know where this came from, but it's so soft. Oh, it's so soft. It's beautiful. Okay.
That's one you'll hand down for generations.
The dog is going to get this, and someone's going to be hurt. Keep it above, off the floor. You want to
Oh.
Yeah, so that's it. Those are the rituals. I mean, the cooking has become a thing now, like where we actually enjoy cooking together. And even though we don't necessarily do it well all the time, but we do it. We have fun doing it.
That's awesome.
Do you have a favorite food that you like to cook or eat or both?
At me, it's grilled. It's a barbecued steak is my last favorite.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I'm simply with potatoes. That's it.
One of the people that just joined us was asking. They heard drone fishing, so as you're talking, I'm just showing a couple of clips of it, so to entice them to go over and check it out.
The drone. Oh God, the drone. And I did drone fishing with my with number 2 over here, where it was a year later to the day, and we caught tiny bass. But it was also it was beautiful. But by that time, other people had done it, and it was no longer totally novel. Where
was that, by the way?
The big bass was in the eastern townships in Quebec, and the smaller bass where we did it, where we caught a little bass with my daughter, where she says we're the greatest at the end, was up in Agatha.
That's awesome. St. Agatha is just so beautiful up through there. It's
the only problem is the fishing is not as good as there as it is in the Canadian side of Lake Champlain. The fishing my mother-in-law lives is so good. It's addictive, and that's one of the reasons if we pick whose house to go to for the weekend, it's an hour closer, and the pike are just massive fish every time.
Oh my God, you really got it in your blood for fishing now, don't you?
If I could make a living doing that. I mean, one of the things I'd love to do, I'd love to have my own fishing show, but the market is as saturated as YouTube in terms of fishing shows. I don't think the world needs another.
It's a hard niche. It is. My dad was a guide for salmon fishing in Gaspé for fly fishing for salmon for over 20 years.
What's the good river that they have out there?
Cascapedia.
We were out there, and we couldn't get on the river because of we couldn't get on the river, but we were on the Miramichi, and I caught my first salmon on a fly on the Miramichi.
Oh, really?
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, it was 15 years ago, but it was fantastic.
Yeah, they kind of do the rounds through there. A lot of the guys that come down, they do the Miramichi, the Rusty Gush, the Cascapedia, maybe the little Cascapedia, the kind of the run, you call it. Yeah. The big Cascapedia, that one is all controlled by 5 fishing camps. They have an agreement with them.
Yeah, that's where it gets really. And we looked into doing that once with my dad when we were out there, but really expensive, and it's not a guaranteed catch.
No,
there's nothing worse than spending a lot of money to wait in water all day.
To fish with him back then, and it wasn't him. They call in short, what it is these camps have rights to the rivers, and then they give up one. They call it rod because there's in a boat only one can fish at a time, a canoe. So they give it over to the town, and the town has their own as well. And with him was the cheaper option up in the upper part was $1,600 a day, I think.
Yeah, that's what I remember. It's crazy. It's crazy. And when we went sturgeon fishing, my biggest fear was that we were driving all this way and we were going to get skunked. And then when I get there, I tell the guy's like, "Are we going to get skunked?" He says, "I guarantee you we're not going to get skunked." And when he said, that's what the last guy said when we went fishing on Lake Ontario. But
Daddy,
yes.
do you remember when Mom me like that's a big pipe?
Oh yeah. Every fishing moment of my life.
Every one of them.
And they get better and better the older you get.
That's right.
The steak went on your arm.
Oh, well, there was a snake.
Zorian Buck says, I would watch a fishing show of a guy on a small boat fishing that talks about courtroom tips.
I did one video
there
like that.
Go.
A Conor McGregor kayak fishing video where I was talking about his sentencing. I remember I did one Conor McGregor video on a kayak. But it would be interesting.
You're holding a snake.
It was not a snake. It was a lamprey. Or are you talking about the snake?
Yeah, it's a snake.
The one that made the milk on?
Hey, Joey says we think Viva looks like Richard Gere meets Derek Kravitz.
I used to get Richard Gere as a kid. I got Fred Savage when he was younger and when I was younger.
Oh, yeah. I could.
Like Elvis Gratton, depending on if the person doesn't like me.
Oh, my God. Elvis Gratton. Yeah, you're definitely from Montreal. There's no doubt about it. Yeah. You passed the test with flying colors. I haven't even heard that name in a couple of years. Wow.
I Googled who he was when someone said, and then I realized it was not a compliment.
I was just more shocked to hear the name. Elvis Gratton. Oh, my God. That is too funny. So what's your plans for your channel? Where do you see it going? Where are you looking to take it?
Well, there's a few directions I want to take it. It's just a question of whether or not I can make it happen. I want to do interview style stuff once in a while, maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks. And it's not to always just compare myself, or like not compare myself, but rather just to like look at the big guys. But I would love to do Casey Neistat when he interviews once in a while.
Right.
And I've been tweeting this guy. If you don't know who he is, Man on Wire. It's Philippe Petit, I think. I follow him. He's the guy who walked the World Trade Center on the.
Oh,
yes,
right. Yes.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, that's why I was racking my brain here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm planting seeds. I keep tweeting him. I want to interview him because I have questions that I have since watching the movie that no one's ever asked him. And if he says yes, I'll drive down to New York overnight to do it. I'd love to interview comedians. I love interviewing because I love sort of getting into the human side of life.
Mm-hmm.
And I always say like it's like a cross-examination, except I'm not trying to destroy the person. I'm just trying to understand them.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
So I'd love to do more interviews. Definitely the fishing. I'm going to keep doing fishing. It's just it's seasonal dependent, and I have to get out to the place where we do fishing.
Right.
And I'm going to be more consistent on the law vlogs because those seem to be the ones that are consistently not popular in the viral sense, but that have consistent interest and get consistent, substantial viewership. Mm-hmm. So that's where I'm going to focus. And I am going to eventually just train myself to not post every day, but every now and again, I just have a stupid idea that I have to get out there before someone else gets it. And my Conor McGregor drinking in the bottle of iced tea was the dumb idea of the day.
But I like that you do that. I like those. I like somebody who brainstorms and runs with them and tries things. You got to throw things at the wall to see what sticks.
Yeah, it's like the other day, I think I was reading, you said that instead of publishing, you had a premiere, and it was the first time in like forever.
Premieres are good. Now I made mistakes with the premiere insofar as, well, I didn't promote it as much as I could have, or as shamelessly as I could have. But the premiere has to be a longer video, and I'm actually planning a premiere in my head. I'm going to do it again before the end of the year, and it's going to be a 25-minute video because it's going to be an interesting subject matter, which is going to be the distillery where my brother-in-law is making gin in Granby.
Wow.
That's a story that I've always been wanting to tell, and I don't have to beg him too hard for an interview, and it's something that everyone's going to find interesting, and it's going to be good to compare because I already have footage from previous vlogs, so it's going to be a story that tells itself, and it's going to make for a good premiere because I can make it longer. We can have more interaction while it's going on, and I like the premieres. I like the interaction. It's sort of like sitting in a movie theater with friends.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And typing is a little bit less pressure. Not that this is pressure, but it's a different sort of, you don't have to worry about what you look like or what you're doing with your face.
Mm-hmm.
You're just typing. So it's a much more relaxed method of being able to interact with everybody while they watch it. But 6.5 minutes was too short for a premiere. So
do you find it is better to have a longer video in general for premieres then?
Well, my experience is limited to one, but I see why you need to have a longer one because people need to get into it. By the time discussion gets going, with a short video, it's over before anything can happen.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And it should be treated as something of an important thing.
Yes.
Not that it's not important for a 6.5-minute poutine video, but it should be treated as something as something for more in-depth content creation.
Yeah.
I don't think it's good for a standard vlog, and I don't think it's good for a short video.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it can be done too often. But I am going to do it again. I did like the experience. These are the things I'm going to change for the next time.
Would you make something specific for it? Like, for example, if the channel has mostly shorter videos, would you make something specific for premieres that would be longer feature? Well,
that's what I'm going to do. I am going to try. I'm not going to do like a 22-minute half-hour episode. Is it time to... You need help? Okay. I got a few more minutes. I'm not... I'm going to try a much longer video. I think I put up an 18-minute video before, but it was me playing not Dungeons and Dragons, Double Dragon. But I am going to try to do a more in-depth, not analysis, but just a bigger story for the next premiere. Plus, I also want to tell my brother-in-law's story because it's amazing. It's my brother-in-law. He used to make when I first met my wife. This kid, well, he was 11 years older, needed 9 at the time, but he started making whiskey in his teens in like a little pot still that he had in his mother's barn.
Wow, that's awesome. And
every time I'm drinking, I was like, geez, I might go blind. He might blow something up. And he's turned that, passion into an actual career. Now it's not like his distillery, like it's a small thing. They're selling in the SAQ. It's a real distillery.
That's what a dream come true for him, I'm sure.
And we got 4 bottles. We got 4 bottles out of it for Christmas, and but it's a story that there's a story to tell there, and I want to do it. So that'll be the premiere that I want to do before the end of the year, but we'll see if I can get it done.
That's awesome. Really cool. That's stories like that. I mean, are so inspiring, and the connection you already have with them makes it that much more of a personal story when you're going to tell it. I'm really looking forward to it.
Plus, they're going to give me access to the places where no people who get access to in the distillery. So it'll be good. Awesome.
Win. I love it. Oh, it's going to be awesome.
Well,
yep. Do you have any questions?
No, I think I kind of asked all the stuff that people were talking about in the chat. I we all have families, so we'll let you go.
I know. That's why we feel bad. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much. I'm going to go upstairs and we're going to watch the rest of this while I put the kids to bed.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. And we're definitely going to keep in touch. We're only this short amount. We got to get together at some point.
Yeah,
so.
As neighbors, we definitely have to now.
We could do breakfast at, is it called, what's it called? Alvin's? On, Marion? Oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank. It's Steinberg who has a new shop. It's on Notre Dame, like a deli. Or whatever. I'll remember when we press disconnect. Or we'll do breakfast at Bagels Etc. on Saint Laurent.
There you go.
That sounds good. Awesome. Definitely.
That sounds good. Got me thinking about food.
Arthur's. You just heard me. Arthur's is what it's called. If you haven't done it,
well, definitely.
We can do it. A live stream.
That would be awesome. Yeah, and I'm sure our daughter, she would be all over your kids too. She's 8, so.
Thank you very much. It's great. I love this. I love your format. I'm not saying this just to say it. I love the format, and I love the way I love the way you talk to your hosts. I've watched a few of them, and
thank you.
I love the interview format.
Well, we really appreciate it. It's great connecting with you. And like I said, this is just the beginning. And for you, there's great more. Not that you could think that after all you've done, but there is many more great things to come. This is just the beginning. I know that for certain. So, out there. Hi.
Hey, bye-bye.
All right. Thank you very much, guys.
You guys have a great night. Thank you so much for joining us. Take care.
Bye.
Have a good night. Bye. Oh my God, that was awesome.
That was awesome. Yeah. Such a cute ending too.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Well, if you're just joining us, that was Viva Frei. He is a Montrealer, the same as we are in Montreal here. He's a family vlogger, lawyer, YouTuber with multiple viral videos out there. And just recently, he won a GoPro $1 million challenge. So he is amazing. And I must say, either it's a luck or good work or both. But I think it's both. But he's definitely rocking it, that's for sure. And if you haven't watched the whole interview, definitely have to. He talked about how to make a viral video, shared some of his tips. You got to roll that back for sure. Yeah, definitely, guys. I mean, that's what we're here to do. We should be getting inspired by each other and all these things. And I mean, his story is just. I mean, that squirrel video, if you haven't checked it out yet, that is just unbelievable in itself. One of many. Then catching the bass with the drone. The ostrich egg omelet. I mean, guys, we're talking about videos with 7.2 million views, 6.2 million views, 4.8 million views. That's right. That's right. And as he said, his videos are also on different other platforms that are gaining millions of views there as well. All his social media links, his website, his blog, everything is available in the description below. You can also just search Viva Frei on Google, and you're going to see amount of things out there on the news, on the video. It's crazy amount of stuff there, and it's all great. It's catchy. It's viral. That's exactly what it is. Oh, you're out there, Joe. All right, buddy. You take care. It's always great to see you, my friend. Much love to you. Glad you enjoyed it. Livestream is up on my channel, and the raid is on. Well, thank you so much. Thank you. Awesome, Mijeli Gaming. Thank you so much. Thank you. This world is a crazy place. Yes. Most definitely. And we had some good mix of Canadians here too. Joey and Vince Land, who is just around Montreal as well. And have actually met in person as well. Viva Frei is here as well. That's cool. Fellow Montreal. That was what's really cool about it. Yes. Ashley Murphy was on his Food Vine video. Awesome. Yes. Well, he said he is going to try to revive that and then jump back on it. So I'm looking forward to that. That's awesome. Yeah, and we have last 80 to go. That's very true, guys. You have been so amazing in supporting us on the road to 5K. We still have a couple of days left. That's right. We were aiming for Friday. Let's see where we land at. And want to remind you that you can do shout outs to us. You can do a live stream and shout us out and prompt your friends to do a raid on us while we are live streaming. And we are going to shout the host out and roll their numbers, put it on the screen. Or you can shout out us in a video and add it to the special playlist where we can shout you out on Friday. And we're going to draw a winner on Friday as well. And the winner gets the interview with us, the interview spot, just like today.
It's kind of cool.
Right after New Year's, yeah.
We've already been getting lots of people putting in that playlist, which is Xenia's idea. Very great idea, I might say. I was, hats off
Don't
to her.
sound so surprised.
Oh. Welcome to my life, folks. Welcome to my.
I have to back him.
Oh, is that supposed to be that way?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a liked ones, and the next one is a push this road to 5K.
Okay. Yeah, we got 22 videos already,
That's
guys,
right.
in there. And guys, you can add them in yourselves. It's right there, and yeah, it's gonna be fun. And we really appreciate the push. There we go. Just got another one.
There you go. We just want to remind that we keep in our discretion to remove videos that are not up to the standards or guidelines, so to say. But those that at 7 p.m. Eastern are still there, those are going to be in the draw, and we're going to be shouting them out on Friday. So you get a shout out and the draw.
Oh my God, Carrie. Oh my God, that was so funny.
Well, I must tell you that it's probably partly true, since lots of us here as YouTubers have our social life on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
So you don't have to call
that
anybody,
so
you just gotta go live and all our friends come over.
You were such
so
a nut.
funny.
Oh my God, Gary, you cracked me up. And guys, we got 139 likes. Thank you so much. If anybody hasn't hit the like button, please do. That really does help. And thank you guys once again for all your push. Like I say, it feels a bit weird us talking about us, but you guys have been like so instrumental in helping us grow. And don't even know where to begin to thank you guys. So it really does mean a lot.
Yeah.
I have one from, but I don't have his number.
Infantry Outdoors, hello. We just finished up our interview with Viva Frei. If you are looking for tips of how to make a viral video, you gotta roll it back and look for some tips from Viva Frei. Yeah, I think I'm mispronouncing it constantly. I think it's Viva Frei, but that's okay.
I was saying Frei too. Yeah, I hope
you forgive me.
Yeah, as you've seen, if you've followed any of our shows, we're really awful with names, but we do it out of love. So.
And the only excuse I have is that my personal name gets mispronounced like 99 times out of 100.
This is true.
Yeah, so that's why my only excuse why I do that with others, not on purpose though. Yeah, and thank you so much for joining us. Well, you don't have to repay us anything, Joshua. Just telling your friends about us is the biggest thing you can do for us. It is amazing. The word of mouth goes everywhere, and people are coming back saying that they heard about us. That is so amazing.
Exactly. 100%. I mean, that's been the way we've grown for the most part, has been word of mouth. Without that, our channel would be sitting in the water. So it's been amazing that like people come in and they say the things that you guys said about us. It's absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, and the more we grow, the more we can help you grow as well, and that's what we hope for, that we can grow together. It's like a snowball picking up, and we hope we can help you as well.
Gary asked, can I tell a quick story? Sure, type away.
Yeah, for sure. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, we're going to have a shout-out game night. It is European edition, but everyone is welcome. It's just a different time slot, 1 p.m. Eastern. And Friday, we're going to have a Christmas special at 7 p.m. So, of course, draw shout-outs for our special playlist. And, well, if we hit 5K, then a special celebration as well.
I'm hoping we get to celebrate with you guys. That's the thing, because then as it gets closer to Christmas, the chances of it happening at like 2 in the morning or something like that. So we're hoping we get to celebrate it with you guys.
Yeah, and the chances of happening of us not being online, since we're going to be more sporadically on during the holiday time.
Definitely.
Yeah, and Friday also marks kind of the end of our mid season. We're going to go on a little holidays, as everybody does, but we're going to be back on our regular schedule.
Doodles by Doug. Oh boy, Christmas special. How are you? We just showed your selfie tonight with the Timmies and that. We loved it. We loved it. Sorry we didn't get to it last night. It got so crazy and that, but thank you so very, very much for that. I really loved it. And I hope you and Susie are doing awesome tonight, of course. It's great. You guys are so supportive in that and everything, and it really does mean a lot. And this week has just kind of reinforced what's already been there. And word of mouth is the best. That's right, Ashley Murphy. It really is. It truly, truly is. Zion was sleeping, just woke up. Now, well, welcome. Hope you had a good sleep. Timmy. Yeah, we were thinking about coffee. Well, we got our son running us coffee. We're pretty spoiled on that one. I can't argue with that one. Oh, Daffodils in Vegas. So much information. I wrote a lot of it down. Isn't that amazing? I'm glad you guys get some stuff from that and work together. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold the phone, hold the phone, hold the phone. Smokin' Joe's. Smokin' Joe's. Yes, sir. Alrighty. Time to help somebody out who's helped us out lots.
I think that's going to be a great ending of the day.
Yeah, there we go. Let's get them up here. Let's get them up here. Social Blade is being a real pain tonight. Alrighty, folks. Haha. There you go, guys. Smokin' Joe's Barbecue. $9.96, guys. $9.96. You guys know what to do. I don't even need to tell you what to do, and I don't need to tell you what's going to happen. You guys know the drill already. When somebody's there, we put on some music, put on some echo, and we're going to get him over, guys. $9.98, guys, for Smokin' Joe's BBQ, guys. Let's make it happen for Smokin' Joe's. 2 more to go for 1K. Let's make it happen. Come on, guys. Let's get that support going for Smokin' Joe's BBQ. We got to get him over 1K. We can do this, guys. Not a problem at all. Let's make it happen for Smokin' Joe's Barbecue. You got them already? Thank you so much, Mike. We do appreciate it. Welcome, Sanjita. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We got Smokin' Joe's Barbecue, who's 1 away from 1K, guys. I need you guys to throw some support. Cindy, do you have a link?
Yes, I do.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Patricia Sprinkles, what's going on? Great to see you. Humphrey Bear. Vince Land, of course. All you guys in here. Daffodils in Vegas. Hillbilly Pyro. Xeon. HF Outdoorsman. Infantry Outdoors. Trekkin. Doodles by Doug. All you great channels, guys. Alrighty, guys. Let's make it happen for Smokin' Joe's Barbecue. There's the link in the description. 1,000, folks. 1,000. 1K for Smokin' Joe's Barbecue. How amazing. Isn't that fantastic? Loving it. Loving it. Well done, my friend. Guys, you haven't subscribed to me yet? Pay the tax, man. Keep it going. Get them a little higher, because we all know there's going to be a little bit of rollback. So if you haven't subscribed to Smokin' Joe's Barbecue, please do. And if you have already, flood the chat with emojis. Show them some love. Let's make it happen, guys. Let's make it happen for Smokin' Joe's Barbecue. 1K. Congratulations, my friend. Throw out some emojis. Celebrate, celebrate, celebrate for Smokin' Joe's Barbecue. Well done. Very, very well done.
So delicious. Now I'm hungry again.
I know, his channel is like beyond fantastic. I couldn't even look right now. I'd probably eat the screen, so. Yeah, I know. I was waiting for his story.
I think he's still writing it.
Okay, no problem. Gary, yep. 1,000 Smokin' Joe's Barbecue, guys. That is really cool. Throw him some love. Oh, we're all in it together. Awesome, gentlemen. We're all in it together. Congratulations, my friend. Very, very well done. Very, very well done. 1K. Look at that. Awesome channel, too. That's just the beginning. Remember that, Smokin' Joe's Barbecue. It is just the beginning. It is just the beginning. Well done. Not too well done in the barbecue, of course, but well done here. Very nice.
Yeah, well,
yeah, I guess we're going to go by. Alrighty, guys. Well, I guess it's about that time. Do you have a live stream, hun, you recommend? I can take a look, too, if you want.
You can take a look as well.
Alrighty. Let's see what we got going on here. I'm just going to hit the refresh. Oh, right back at you, Smoking Joe. Right back at you. Right back at you. Have we done this channel before?
Not sure. Maybe not.
I don't think so. You got them?
I'll get them.
Okay. Or actually, Xenia, this one. I don't think we've done.
No.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. All right, guys, we have a live stream. Hope you guys can help us raid them. It's about passing love forward, and you guys get to meet some new channels, grow your channels as well. It's all about paying it forward, guys. So Xenia will put the link in just a second, so don't go anywhere. If you haven't hit the like button, please do. Thank you once again, guys, for all your support, and I hope you guys have friends that you see that are live streaming. If you can ask them to come over and hit us up and stuff like that, we're going to shout them out, even if we're not on. Just get them to leave some messages in under the video or something like that, and we'll definitely shout out the host and give them some love. And they're going to love you too, because they'll get some supporters from it, and you'll be helping them out. We're getting close, guys. I know it's still a bit away, but it's been unbelievable how much you guys have moved us in such a short amount of time. It's Wednesday night, and now we're what, 79, right? Yeah, 79 away from 5K, which is absolutely incredible. Get it right this time. Oscar Wilde sent 2 tickets for a premiere of his play to Winston Churchill with a note: bring a friend over, bring a friend if you have one. You're so awesome, Gary.
Yeah.
You are so awesome.
I think that's a true story.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, Willie Reed. I really do. It's great meeting all you guys. I'm glad you guys are enjoying what we do. And there's going to be lots more to come. It's just the beginning, and things keep upping and upping and upping. And we're honing our craft as we do it. We're also getting better. You guys have been so patient with us. And to be honest, tonight, our daughter was nice enough to pass on a nice head cold to me and my son. So, yeah, the burning nose, burning throat, and all that great stuff to go with it. So thank you guys so much for your patience tonight. Yep, the link is coming, guys, in just a second.
I already posted it.
Oh, you already posted it?
Come back again, yes.
Alrighty. Thank you guys so much for being with us. We'll let this run for about 3 or 4 minutes so you guys can say all your goodbye. Come on over and show them some love, guys. Atlanta's an awesome channel, really great supporter, and all stuff Disney, so you'll definitely enjoy yourselves.
Yep, and she's having a giveaway, so
yes, that's right. Exactly. I meant to say
join her
that.
now.
Yep, go and see what. Maybe you'll win something, guys. Thank you guys so much for everything. So much love to each and every one of you. You guys are just the best.
See you tomorrow.
Much love. Thank you. Have a good night. Bye.
do